about building his brand, and that's with Michael Jordan. With this race team that they're building together, he has an opportunity to even transcend motorsports with his, status and things that he's doing because of what Michael Jordan is doing within that team. I love the way they're building their brand, and I think it's going the right direction.
More than just a driver, he's creating a legacy for Denny Hamlin, 1,000%. Time now for our Toyota team update. I mentioned that Denny will be in duel number 2. Here's what the rest of the guys look like. So no Toyota qualified in the top 12. Eric Jones, who we heard from earlier in the show with Larry, he will start 12. He's the best. And then you see Denny Hamlin will roll off 17th. John Hunter Nemechek in that new car, he'll roll off 19th, and Bubba 14th. Bubba and Denny.
Hey Sam, it's Daytona week. Hell yeah. We have racing tonight. What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How's everybody doing tonight? Tonight we got the duels. We have about 300 miles of racing tonight. 150 in each race. There's 2 races. It's 60 laps each. And this determines the order for the Daytona 500 starting positions outside of the front row. So the front row has already been decided. Joey Logano has the pole. Michael McDowell starts second. But then after that, these races, this first race determines who will start 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and so on. And then the second race will be the even numbers. It'll be 4, 6, 8, 10.
Ready to sting, ready to electrify. The Defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified. This is the make-or-break.
I really hope Kyle can win his first 500 this year, but I'm not counting on it.
But for the years to come. This is where a race isn't just about the race. It's about the doors it can open. The number of fans wearing your number. This is the chance to carve your name into the history books. This is the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Weeknights on FS1, Race Hub is your home for the only daily NASCAR show. NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1.
When it's time to choose a funeral home, we know.
Any bets for a flip this weekend? There's a flip every year. Seems like there's a flip every year. I think there'll be one during the Xfinity race, but not during the Cup race or the truck race or the duels tonight.
Financial situation, the Gozzi Twins Funeral will work within your budget to create a special celebration.
Chester.
For superior service and value, call the Gozzi Twins Funeral Home, 315-468-2431.
Hey folks, Chris Fernandez from Pawn King. Looking for a fancy watch? Check out our great selection of Movados, Gucci's, Tank Heuers, Invictus, Michael Kors, Rolex, and so much more.
So we're still about half an hour here from the start of this first race. 7:20 is like the green flag. 7:21, I think.
Speed Weeks continues for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series tomorrow on FS1. And don't miss the Daytona 500 this Sunday on Fox.
Yeah, they did change the grass after Ryan Preece flipped. They were working on that through the week of the Rolex 24 and a little bit after that. They're still going to be removing some of it after this weekend.
This is the biggest day of any of the year of NASCAR.
This is the most unpredictable race, one of the biggest races in the world.
This is the Daytona 500.
As Larry McReynolds would say, 3 days away. Look at that site right there, the World Center of Racing. Beautiful night in Daytona. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. When we checked in with our pit reporters, everyone was getting introduced, so a lot of action taking place.
Yeah, they're up here in the grass. I've always wanted to mow my grass like that. I don't know about you, Jamie.
Jamie did his whole grass for a while, right? You were.
I was my own landscaper.
You were. Yeah, you were.
It did not look like that.
Michael McDowell, he's a former Daytona 500 winner, champion of the sport. So is Jimmy Johnson, 2-time winner. I mean, listen, the whole field, duels everywhere, champions. you know, past winners of this
Mr.
race. Everyone wanting to get that
Chester.
trophy again this
That's our favorite Amico,
It
Daniel
is.
Soros.
Yeah, look at that smile on his face. Didn't start
Oh,
off great with
good, buddy?
missing the clash, you know, but he was able to win that Mexican Series race.
Come here.
Well, Aaron Jones ready to go. See if his Toyota handles better than it ran in qualifying yesterday.
And Martin Truex Jr. is thinking the exact same thing as Eric Jones.
You're a good boy.
They can find a little speed tonight.
You're
Maybe
such a
get
good
together.
boy.
Toyotas, we mentioned, none of that starting
So who wins the two duels? I think Logano's going to win the first one, even though he won the pole anyway. I think he either doesn't try and just tries to stay out of any wrecks, but if he does try, I think he wins the duel, even though he's already won the pole anyway.
For sure. On Sunday, as part of our Daytona 500
And then the
coverage,
second
we're
one,
gonna check out Clint Boyer's
I'm not really sure.
interview with the
I have to see that, if Brad's in the second one, I'm going to say Brad. Yeah, Brad's in the second one, so I think Brad.
About what I do. I want to do so well. And when things don't go perfect.
Time for the duels, Jaden.
Last year I didn't want to race. Bang, can I do this? Like, can I still compete? Am I good enough to do this job?
So you had some doubt.
Oh, yeah. I've never been a confident person, ever. Are you going to continue to just make these same mistakes? over and over
Jaden,
again, and
look
your
at
career's
this.
not gonna
Look at
change?
this, Jaden.
Or can you try to pinpoint and fix these things?
I didn't answer your text. I haven't been answering anyone's text all day.
Eastern on FS1, 1 p.m. on Fox. He's more aerodynamically sleek with the...
He could go into the undercover protection mode, like between the beard and no beard. It's so different.
He looks like a totally different
Yeah,
human.
totally different. I like Ryan Blaney though. I'll say it now. He'll be my pick to win the Daytona 500, even without seeing any cars on the track. I think the momentum that he has from last year. He also
But Jaden, who do you got winning each of these duels? I got Logano, even though he's already on the pole anyway, or and then Brad. Answer it real quick. What was your
We
text?
heard an interview earlier about how important those last 5 races are. The last 3 races, all top 2s for him. Won the championship at Phoenix, so he's got all the momentum that you could want coming into this Daytona 500.
Got that championship patch that identifies him as a champion
That
as
was the
well.
thing he was most excited about.
I mean, let's not be excited about
Yes,
that.
I'm awake,
I'm
Jaden.
excited about this. Let's make our driver picks by Advent Health. See who we think is going to win tonight. Jamie McMurray, you're up first.
When we talked to him earlier
Chester.
in the show, I'm going to go with Joey Logano. Starts on the front row. He's going to be aggressive, and just like his teammate Ryan Blaney. Joey Logano is as good at this type of racing as anybody. I like his attitude. I'm going with him.
I'm going to go with another Ford. Ford's won 5 of the last 6 dual races, and Chris Buescher. I know he doesn't have his teammate Brad Keselowski in this, and that's a lot of their success is working together, but they did both win the duels a couple years ago, so I'm excited to see if Chris Buescher can do it again.
What is the
to the masses.
fuck?
All of the fans out there. I'm going to go Chase Elliott. I think, last year, we know what happened with Chase Elliott. We know that didn't get off to a great start at the clash.
That's
but
a good
he's
price
gonna
on
go
that.
win his
Well,
dual race.
I knew when I took Joey Logano that didn't lead him for you, and you normally pick Joey Logano, so I think you went with the next best choice.
Well, you didn't get to pick Kyle Larson. So Michael Waltrip, we don't know who he's going to pick, but we know that he's down there getting ready to do his grid walk, so we're going to send it down to Michael right now.
Hey, Shannon. Yes, it's the grid.
Can this finally be like Truex's final season? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yesterday didn't go quite like he thought it would.
Like,
What's
come
the
on.
goal for today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously learn as much as we can. This is going to be our best, drafting practice for the Daytona 500. So hopefully our best.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price on that.
We can make our way up towards the front.
Handling's important to win the Daytona 500, and you almost did one day. Maybe you can get one this year.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how this new Camry works. Should be fun.
Appreciate you. Let's see what we can find now.
Yeah, all the Toyotas look like they were really slow in qualifying. I didn't watch qualifying. I wish I fucking did instead of that damn Suns game. I mean, we won that game, but it was just pissed me off. I objected Devin Booker.
Yeah, with all the advice that you and Mitch Covington gave me, I think I might be okay. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. We're going to have a great racing Monster Energy Camry XSC, so we'll see how it goes. I've got great teammates. I got Jimmy Johnson. Let's go.
Well, so one last question. What's the plan? Is it to hang out or is it to charge? I don't think of you as a hanger-outer.
What are you going to tell everybody my plan, Michael?
It's just between us.
That's fine. Well, I'm going to go hard. We're going to get in a good position to pit, and then hopefully we can finish the race in first place.
Thank you. Let's see what we can find next. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., we usually talk about the race today and how the
Chester.
I want to know about the last year. What's it like being a Daytona 500 champion for Ricky Stenhouse?
Who will replace Truex next year?
You've done it twice,
I don't give a
so
fuck who
now I
replaces
need
him.
to add
Just as
another
long as he
so I
ain't
can,
there.
Try and catch up with you, but no, it's been great. I really
kind of propelled us last season.
Who would replace him
really
next year,
strong
though?
runs at a lot of racetracks that we struggled at. In
I doubt
2022,
Sammy
so
Smith would be ready.
Hopefully, we can start it off the same way, but if not, we got a really good race team and feel like we're really strong and improving in a lot of areas that we needed to. So hopefully, our boost by Kroger Continental Camaro is going to the front here. We didn't qualify near as good as we wanted
probably
to.
Nemechek.
We got a fuchsia color on here that I saw you like. So.
Yeah, I think you look really nice. Thank you, Ricky, and have a great race. See who we can find next. Hey, Shelly Rita, how you doing?
I'm always good, Mikey.
You are that. You're always really good at Daytona, too. Are you ready for this weekend and maybe chase that first Daytona 500?
I've been thinking about this one since November, so just pumped up to have Chili's on the car. People can scan the QR codes on this hot rod for a chance to win some Chili's gift cards and maybe a VIP race experience Dakota. But we're ready to rock.
You got it, buddy. We're going to send a trackside for festivities.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise as you're able and remove your hats as the Baldwin Middle Senior High School Army Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to present tonight's invocation, please welcome from Advent Health, Chaplain Mack.
Dear God, as we are gathered here this evening to celebrate these beautiful individuals who have this race that they must run, help us to remember that we have a race that we must also run. Help us to run it with perseverance and remind us that we are not defined by our defeats, but we will be remembered for our resilience to rise. Help us to rise, so help us God. Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome the Douglas Anderson Chorus.
Oh, sing and you see, like the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched turn so gallantly stream, and the rockets drifted above the through the night, that our flag was still lit. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the
America. America. Fuck yeah, Jaden. I can't afford shit right now.
Daytona 500, and it all kicks off qualifying for setting the stage tonight. We'll be right back.
We're building a better postal service. All parts working in sync to move your business.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
With a streamlined shipping network and new high-speed processing and delivery centers. For more value, more reliability, and more on-time deliveries. The United States Postal Service is built for how you business. And how you business is with simple, affordable, and reliable shipping. USPS Ground Advantage.
When I say I've been living Atkins for years, that doesn't mean I've been on a diet for years. Of course, there are times when I want to lose a few pounds. So for me, it's Atkins to the rescue. And with Atkins, it doesn't have to take over your life. I mean, look at the great things you can have. Fresh recipes that deliver quality proteins and aren't full of sugars or refined carbs. Check out all their free tools and recipes at Atkins.com. No meetings, nothing to join. Did I mention it's all free? Sometimes Jonah wrestles with falling asleep, so he takes ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, and wakes up feeling like himself. Get the rest to be your best with non-habit forming ZzzQuil. Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Greetings, Advent.
Hi, cutie.
Yeah, that's not good happens. Huge things happen. Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
With all these Hilton Honors points, I could stay for free. At the Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives. What about the canopy in Paris? Hilton Honors, babe.
When you want points that can take you anywhere, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
From need the dough to need it now. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market. What you doing?
Just buying a car on Carvana. I got pre-qualified in 2 minutes. Say what? I can customize my terms. Say what? Yep. My car is getting delivered in a couple days.
Delivered? Where we live. Finance and buy your car with Carvana today.
All right, boys, we're back at it. Let's have some fun this year, guys.
This is the first for Daytona.
Duel, kick it off.
We got a good shot at this one.
And the green flag goes in the air.
150-mile sprints.
More wide.
A lot of unknowns, a lot of anticipation.
The pressure's on then, boys. Welcome to the Duel at Daytona. Fox Sports welcomes you to the Blue Green Vacations Duel at Daytona. In much of America, there are only 2 seasons. Racing season and waiting for racing season. Tonight, that wait is over.
Red Bull revered the RB20
for Sunday's Daytona 500. Front row is already locked in, but all the other spots are up for grabs. And a scenario like we've never seen. A newly minted NASCAR Hall of Famer is in the field trying to make the Daytona 500. And for Jimmy Johnson, it's going to be Hall of Fame or exit lane tonight.
Yeah, how many times have we seen a driver in the Hall of Fame
He's racing his way into the Daytona 500 complete.
Like, that's not very often you see that happen. I know we saw Bill Elliott. He did it in an Xfinity race one time. But how often do you actually see a Hall of Famer in a race? It's pretty rare.
You just said he's going to do it. He's a 7-time champion. Of course he's going to do that. Do you think he's ever been this nervous?
I would say that he's pretty nervous because he hasn't been in the car consistently week after week, and this is a lot different car than he used to race before.
Now for the NASCAR regulars that will run the whole season, the season starts here. This race pays points. This race gets you ready for Sunday. This race has import to it.
I think that is the most important thing right there. Not a lot of practice when you come down here to speed weeks in Daytona. This is the first time you're going to get out there, half a pack, Kevin, but very important to get out here and give my crew chief, Larry Mack, he wants to know how this hot rod's handling. I'm going to go out, I'm going to feel it out, I'm going to tell him how it's pulling up. Are the temperatures good? Are we overheating? All these things go into a contributing factor of being good on Sunday when the big show's.
And points, right? That's what you want. You want to race for points, correct?
No,
because
I want to win the Super Bowl, the Daytona 500.
You have to race for points, and in the end, you might not win, and you have to take care of what is ultimately making the playoffs.
Chester.
In 2022, guess what? Ryan Blaney
Come here, buddy.
outscored Martin Truex by 3 points in the duel and made the playoffs, and Martin Truex missed it. So you better pay attention to racing for points tonight.
I hear it, but it's the Daytona 500. The biggest thing is that I love about these duels is they're short, they're in your face, and I like the fact that it's my first chance to get it.
Yeah, you can get points tonight in this race. It pretty much just works like how a stage works. Like, you're pretty much only getting stage points. Top 10.
America's best are at the ready. The field is split in half. 2 60-lap, 150-mile races, and we're ready to get started.
Daytona International Speedway. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Are you ready to get the Blue Green Vacations duel started? Here to give the command of fire engines is Senior Vice President of National Marketing for Blue Green Vacations, Jason Sabo.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines are fired. What Harvick just brought up was crazy. What did he bring up again? I already forgot. Suns have an off week. It's the All-Star break, so everyone has an off week pretty much.
ready to race in Daytona to set the field for the 500 right here on FS1.
Spin on how healthy really happens. Because when it comes to being healthier, it's more than you do you and she does she. The real secret, baby, is how we do it. Healthier is not something that happens all alone. It takes Greg and Lydia and Josie on the phone. It's Gravy getting checked on in her favorite chair, or dolling herself up to go handle all of her care. When Nia has so much to do, she doesn't even know where to start. There's a sweet surprise there to warm her heart. With doctors to nurses and all the people in between, healthier happens in more ways than Ray's ever seen. From mental illness to superpower stealth, we're jumping online just to make sure they're fine. Healthier happens together.
Oh yeah, Blaney earning 3 more points. Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. I'm taking you on a ride like no other. Let's roll. Got a whole lot of
Yeah, I don't really like that they award the points in the duels. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't like that. I think it should be a clean slate when you start, when the green flag drops the Daytona 500. Everything should be at a clean slate, you know.
We did it. It's big drive, baby.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles, with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Get President's Day savings on the 2024 RAV4 all-wheel drive with Kelly Blue Book Best Resale Value. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
For the second year in a row, Chevy Equinox has been ranked by J.D. Power #1 in quality for compact SUVs. In other words, it's really good right from the start. Chevy Equinox. Connected by OnStar. Drive yours away this President's Day weekend. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month, or get $2,500 total cash allowance.
Racing in the Daytona 500.
One of the most special places in all of motorsport.
It's a dream only tangible for a few. To stand among the greats, you must first prove yourself tonight.
When you put a helmet on, you want to win.
Stock car legends return to the driver's seat.
7-time is back.
All to experience the sweet, familiar taste of victory lane. This race has witnessed heartbreak and triumph. A true test of grit and fortitude. Only the anointed will experience the spot in Sunday's 500. The duel is at Daytona on FS.
You don't want this race to go green all the way. I think the first one will go green all the way. I think the second one will see some. I feel like that's how it usually happens. The first race is pretty tame. The second one's where you see some shit.
And then they'll get the green for 60 of them, 150 miles. First, Duel 1 will set the inside lane of the starting lineup for Sunday. Duel 2 sets the outside lane. Now, Joey Logano has already won the pole. Michael McDowell, second fastest, has won the outside pole for Sunday. Chase Elliott, before he climbed to the car, Jamie Little caught up with him.
So yeah, no matter what happens tonight, Joey Logano and Michael McDowell start first and second, unless if they wreck and have to go to a backup car. But yeah, otherwise they would be starting first and second. This race is to decide row 2 and so
This
on.
is a unique race nowadays, right? Because we don't have practice leading in.
This race decides the, either inside or outside, depending on what the leader chooses.
And just an opportunity to feel out what we have. So it is an important night, and there's points on the line too now.
What's up, Andy? How's it going? You need Johnson to qualify? Yeah. So what's the position that you have to be? Is it 15th or higher? Isn't that what it is? Top 15? Like for the guys who aren't in?
This car on Sunday, first and foremost. So we'll try to, stay up front.
Alfredo Johnson and Yaley have to
go to work and try to get ourselves in a good position.
Have to like
have
get
a good
in
pick for Sunday. Obviously, I think that
by
really
finishing
matters
good.
more than the starting spot.
All right, that's six-time most popular driver Chase Elliott rolling off third here in duel number 1, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Let's have a look at the starting grid, sponsored by Blue Green Vacation.
Larson's on a deal with Prime.
Front row, Joey Logano won his duel last year, while Kyle Larson's best duel finish is third.
Let's dial up Joey Logano. Joey Logano, Kevin, up in the booth. You got your first 500 pole, everybody. Congratulations on that. How do you balance it tonight? Trying to win the race and protecting your car. Hey, Joey, Kevin up in the booth. You got your first 500 pole. Tell us how you're going to balance being fast tonight, trying to win, and protecting your car.
Maybe you should not ask the question while trying to hit him up. You should say, "Can you hear me?"
Row 2, how about these boys? 2 dual winners right here. Number 9, Chase Elliott, the Dawsonville, Georgia boy. 2-time dual winner. And starting 4th, Austin Dillon, 2021 duel.
Yeah, row 3, you got the number 1, Ross Chastain, racing in the duel for the 3rd straight year in the first duel, and Todd Gilliland.
What's this link,
best duel
Jaden?
start, 7th of last year.
Row number 4, Ryan Preece had the big crash here last August. There's some new Preece paving on the backstretch.
Oh shit, yeah. Larson's got a Prime deal.
Last August.
What's the position that you have to
And that's right, Mike. Last time we raced here in August, Ryan Preece had one of the
what's like the position that you have to finish to be able to get in, like for Johnson, Alfredo, and Yaley?
On the back stretch, he went airborne, flipping about 10 times. When he finally came, you see how violent it is there. He finally came to a stop. He was able to crawl out under his own power, but his bloodshot eyes, those bruised eyes, lasted 4 weeks.
Harvick's an idiot.
Still to see those images. Now, Ryan was asked about coming back through the tunnel here and getting ready to race. He said, as a race car driver, you have to put those emotions aside. You can't think about them. You have to be numb to those emotions. Tonight, it's all about business. Go out and win the dual race and come back and win the race on Sunday. Regan Smith.
Well, Jamie, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. scored the win of a lifetime in the Daytona 500 last year. This year, the team came down here focused on qualifying. Unfortunately, qualifying not quite as good for Ricky this season, or a little better than last season, but not as good as they wanted with the focus they put into it. But the team did tell me this car is faster by a lot than the one that he won the Daytona 500 with a year ago. Look for him to be aggressive and strong tonight in that car as he tries to become only the 5th driver.
Oh, so it's not like
Daytona 500 back
just a simple.
Mike?
Thank you, Regan. There's the rest of our starting lineup.
Wait, this is confusing. It does not make any sense what Bob said here.
Starts on the front row in the Daytona 500 for Alex Bowman. There is not a 7th after qualifying last night. Alex Bowman looking at the brighter side of
Oh,
saying,
okay.
Now we actually get to race in the duels. His crew chief Blake Harris said this may be a blessing in disguise. They can learn a little bit more about that car in these duels with some.
So Johnson is in if he beats Yaley. Or if Johnson doesn't beat Yaley, if Reagan or McLeod are the best in the second duel, then Johnson is in. It's confusing. I don't get how it.
You can't see. Here's Larry McReynolds with our Toyota Cutaway car.
Yeah, Mike, remember, these drivers, these teams, they have had no practice.
So Jimmy Johnson's like probably.
So there is something that they can work with that's under the hood of the car. So let's go to our Toyota Cutaway car, and it has to do with what we call the radiator block-off plate. You can't run any tape on the nose of the race car. Air goes through that grill opening.
Bob needs to use better punctuation in his tweets, because I feel like his lack of punctuation confused me.
But the other air that passes through the radiator in the oil cooler, it goes through an aluminum plate that we call a radiator block-off plate. That feeds the air out the louvers in the hood that affects downforce as well as drag. Now, this is something that teams can play with. More hose, less hose, bigger hose. You may run a different block-off plate tonight than you ran last night, or you were running the 500. And guys, it's a balance between.
Alrighty, we're getting ready to go here.
And also, it affects how you can pull up in the draft, Mike, Clint, Kevin.
Thank you, Larry. Leading the field, the new Toyota Camry XSE will be in showrooms early this summer. So we heard a little pep talk from Team 22, though we didn't get Joey on the radio.
Talking today, boys. We got a fast race car. See what we got here in race trim. And focus on tuner in and get the best spot we can to start this thing. Always our first better one to get. Follow to get the points. Go winner.
He answered all your questions anyway, Kevin, huh?
Yeah, well, that tells a lot of the story right there. He talked about going for points. He talked about taking care of his race car and learning about his race car.
I can tell you what he's got to do. This is the duel. We talk about manufacturers and the
put tape on the radiator,
support
blows the car up more and more each lap. Yeah,
He's the
crazy.
slow car, or the little man on the totem pole. A lot of Chevys in this one. 12 Chevys, 4 Fords, 5 Toyotas. Pace car.
Here we go. Green flag is in the air. We are racing from Daytona. The duels are underway.
First laps and race conditions right here, Kevin.
Yeah, I think this is always from
You're
a
so
driver's
sweet,
standpoint.
buddy.
I always like to be a little bit cautious on that first start to make sure that I knew exactly what I had going into turns 1 and 2 to make sure it didn't hit the ground. There was always guys on different agenda. You see the inside row with those 3 cars already pretty comfortable. 4
We got
cars
NASCAR back.
deciding to push, but you have to be able to learn about your car right from the beginning, and in order to do that, you have to be aggressive.
Big jump to the outside. The red and black car of Todd Gilliland, third, was inside, but the car up top, Christopher Buescher, did not get a good start and left a big gap there. So Gilliland was able to capitalize, move up to 6th. The last 3 years, Duel 1 has gone caution-free the entire 150 miles. Duel 2, nothing like it.
Well, this is a tricky scenario. You talk about, Logano. We just heard his pep talk. This is your pole sitter for the Daytona 500. The only way he's not the pole sitter for the Daytona 500 is if you wreck this race car in this race, Kevin.
Well, we know it's fast, but you got to know if it handles, and you have to know if you can push, and you have to know if you can be pushed. So we see the Toyotas and the Fords with different body styles. We're on board with Daniel Suarez here and Ross
Larson
Johnson
to the lead.
All these guys are getting more comfortable every lap.
You told me there's one other reason he's staying out here.
Everybody will have to pit in this race, but it'll be a one-stop race.
You gotta get points. This race pays 10 points, 10 for first and 1 for 10th. So you want to get every point that you can.
You see a good push from Austin Dillon, push Larson to the lead. They elected to move down, get in front of Joey.
No help with the 45. 1 off, 1 up.
Chester. Little weasel.
Now on our scoring pylon, the drivers that are trying
Jimmy
to
Johnson's
race
falling
in,
off hard.
Those that are not chartered cars.
Toyota Jimmy.
500 are shown in yellow. In the race 1, Anthony Alfredo, Jimmy Johnson, and J.J. Yaley. And the story
Jimmy Johnson still looks like he's
Yaley must finish ahead of both
in the pack.
Johnson and Alfredo, or Yaley goes home. It's that
If you're in the pack, you got a shot.
That's a lot of pressure, Mike. Even though there's not a lot of cars, it's still a lot of pressure because if this race.
Oh, you're talking JJ. JJ Yaley, yeah.
Last year, you have to get on pit road under some crazy conditions, and there's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Third year in a row, Kyle Larson has led his duel. Those are the only 3 that he has led in his career.
He's been fast down here. He just can't quite get the job done at the end. Wrecked in the 500. His day's coming at this place. You can feel it.
Daniel Suarez on the outside, leading that outside lane toward the front and maybe to the lead.
Rochester.
Martin Truex.
Chestolf.
Ricky Stenhouse and more. Corey LaJoie there, 5th on the outside.
I've seen pretty comfortable. The cars obviously feel stable. A lot of pushing already, Kevin.
Well, the one car that impresses me right now as we ride on board with Daniel Suarez as he changes lanes for the lead there, you see a Camry on the outside and you see a Chevrolet on the inside. And we talked about how the Fords have been so strong, but here we are with a Chevy and a Toyota lead both lanes.
Haven't seen much out of the Toyotas. We covered it last night in qualifying. Kind of slow off the pace for speed-wise, but somehow, some way, come race time, they usually handle good and push well.
It's such an interesting scenario.
You want to run fast and you want to have speed, but sometimes those cars that don't have the speed, they get in the draft and they suck up a lot better than what you would think they would do when they don't have that kind of speed in qualifying.
First time in his career, the 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson has to try to race his way in, and first time
Mr. Chester.
As his team now has changed.
Suarez, what happened 1 year ago with Daniel Suarez? I already forgot. Daniel Suarez last year, the Daytona 500, didn't do anything significant if I'm not mistaken.
One is to be the highest finishing open car, where the name is designated in yellow there on our pylon, or if Anthony Alfredo is the highest finishing car, Johnson will fall back on his qualifying time and make the show.
The biggest moves in
He
the
wrecked
race.
out.
I mean, you see him right there hanging on the outside up front, pushing Jones.
In the
Truex
duels?
Jr. up 12 spots. Stenhouse the same way, big moves. You knew Stenhouse was going to be there. Very aggressive, always aggressive with his moves.
Oh, yeah! Motherfucker, that was annoying.
Regan Smith.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is doing amazing in the duel. And
race
then
car to start this duel race, he was a little bit nervous, said a little bit worried about what are we going to have. I've got to learn this race car. I've got to figure out where it wants to work compared to what I was in last year with this new Camry body. Well, so
yeah, and then we had to go to a backup
him,
car.
the radio is good.
Kyle had to go to a
It's
backup
really
car.
fast. He sounds really excited about
But that backup car was still fast.
No, as a driver, when you're talking like that, it's a good sign for things to go.
Yeah, it's so hard from qualifying when they're that slow to go into the day and say, I'm really excited about my car. But
Feel
when you
good
get,
about it?
when you get out there and it drives straight to the front like Eric Jones has, that is a great feeling.
So the second duel starts approximately like half an hour to 45 minutes after the end of this one.
As you see right there, is a lot
So
flatter this year on the front of Eric Jones's car.
there's
You can see
no
that
given start time for that,
on these
but
super speedways, which has been a problem. for
should
the
be
Toyotas
before
because
9.
Their nose has been round. So not only are they fast, but they can push. You hear Eric Jones lifting out of the throttle right there, and what he's trying to do is back up to Martin Truex Jr. so that he can stay close enough to him to where it doesn't slow that line down. He, as the leader, you actually let off the throttle in order to keep that distance to the second place car.
Well, you get out there too far, and it's exactly what happens. They get on, they come up on you because they have help behind them. They have the energy to get on you, and then they have the force to make a decision. They either have to move, hit the brakes, slow your line down, just like you said.
Eric Jones
Little
was
buddy.
23rd in qualifying last night. He was the fastest Toyota. Did anybody think within 10 laps a Toyota would be leading here at Daytona tonight?
Don't count them boys out. Don't ever count them boys out.
Eric Jones ahead of Martin Truex, Daniel Suarez, and Ricky Stenhouse.
It's time to put a different spin on how healthier really happens. Because when it comes to being healthier, it's more than you do you and she does she. The real secret, baby, is how we do it.
Hi, buddy.
Healthier's not something that happens all alone. It takes Greg and Lydia and Josie on the phone. It's Granny getting checked on in her favorite chair, or dolling herself up to go handle all of her care. When Nia has so much to do, she doesn't even know where to start. There's a sweet surprise there to warm her heart.
Mwah.
Nurses and all the people in between.
Mwah.
Healthier happens in more ways than Ray's ever seen. From mental health, superpower stealth, or jumping online just to make sure they're fine. Healthier
I love Chester. Ah.
Your Wyndham is waiting. When bucket lists need checking, points need redeeming,
Chester,
work
you
trips
little
need
weirdo.
crushing, or anniversaries need celebrating. No matter who you are, where you're going.
Goddamn Jeep Toyotas out here fucking.
With 24 trusted brands.
Hey, now we got a Chevy back on top. America.
Get the lowest price at WyndhamHotels.com.
A new arrival alarms the brotherhood of muscle. Muscular features signal power and performance. Attributes they've never seen in this build.
Chester, why are you sneezing so
A
much?
new breed. Ready to swarm. Ready to sting. Ready to electrify.
The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
Southwest tuna is off the hook. It's 100% wild caught. This tuna's fishing for a compliment, and I'm taking the bait. All right, I'm all bunned out. I'm officially finished. Get it? Try Subway's tasty tuna today.
Start with a bang. Mix in some superstar and turn them loose. That's the Great American Race. The Daytona 500, Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
Still green at the Blue-Green Vacations Duel at Daytona.
Anthony Alfredo is now off the pace. He's lost the draft. He's fallen about a second and a half behind the leader.
More driven. New leader, Corey LaJoie on the outside, taking it from Ricky Stenhouse.
I'll tell you how he did it. Jimmy Johnson, he's back. Old 7-time push LaJoie right to the front.
Jamie?
Yep, Corey up to the front. Johnson's in fourth right now. Look at that.
With Earl Barbin, his longtime spotter of 15 years, they're back together. He was happy about that, but at the same time, the nerves. You could just see it in Jimmy's face. He's never been in this situation before, as you guys talked about, so he was curious how it was going to race. It's the first time ever racing a Toyota. The only feedback he's given so far is he's loose.
Absolutely nothing better in a race car than success and that confidence that comes with it, right? When that baby marched right to the front, confidence goes with it.
You know what? I just fucking love racing, dude.
Barbin and Johnson won 2 Daytona 500s together. Where's our pole?
Racing was like the greatest invention ever.
Yeah, he has fallen back to 18th, and Mike, I am not a bit surprised. I talked to his owner, Roger Penske, this morning. Roger Penske has 3 Daytona 500 wins, but has never sat on the pole for the Daytona 500. He said, I told Paul Wolf, Joey Logano, learn all you can, but I want to make sure this car starts on the pole on Sunday.
Yeah, it becomes a double-edged sword, but
Ooh.
Want the car to be up in the front of the pack to try to protect it as much as possible. I think he'd be safer in the front of the pack than he is in the back of the pack.
When a man like Roger Penske says, I've never been through something, believe it or not, in
You know, Andy, that video that you just sent me made me smile.
I'm gonna do it.
Everyone loves a nice souped-up car going all crazy.
You've got Logano, you've got Priest, you've got Boucher, Chase Elliott, all those guys that started up in the front are in the
Colin McRae, son. You couldn't see that if you were watching the EV racing series.
Well, I don't think they all decided to go back to that.
What?
It's just that, you know, those guys did a good job. Truex, Eric Jones, phenomenal job.
I can't say what if I don't watch the EV racing series.
One car has lost the draft. That is Anthony Alfredo. And that is of no consequence. His speed is fast enough to get him into the Daytona 500, so he won't be headed home.
We're 16 laps in now.
EV racing series is ass for F1. Isn't Jimmy Johnson in the EV racing series?
Than it was last year. A lot of times you hear Jimmy Johnson talk about loose, but a lot of times what happens is off of turn 4, especially, you know that car will get
Yeah,
tight.
Fast Pasta falling far behind. He's now a full second off of the whole pack.
That front end taking off up out of the corner so you don't hit the guy on the outside.
Oh, I love racing. That's not true if you wouldn't watch a NASCAR EV series. I would not.
A lot of times when you get loose here.
I love real racing.
Believe it or not.
And we hear a lot of guys coming in and out of the gas, and you'll hear the throttle percentage kind of back up, and a lot of times that is just to keep from hitting the guy in front of you. And I think as we go later into this race, they're going to be more aggressive in the spacing of trying to save fuel and trying to stay off the car in front of them to go back to pushing the cars.
Yeah, I agree, Andy. Thank you.
Big push on the outside, but Johnson, I think he got loose off of 2. That gap, he's having a little bit more trouble. You can see him moving around.
Carvana. That Jimmy Johnson car is fucking sick. With the old, like, Richard Petty Motorsports font. And it looks like the old Petty Blue. Like, before he went to, like, the Petty Blue and Red.
Green flag laps so far. Jimmy Johnson in the race-in spot in 5th. Kevin, understand you have some breaking news to share with us.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the new Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour podcast that we're going to start
This
Kevin
Tuesday, actually.
Harvick.
So you can join me every week with.
God damn it, dude. Why? Why do we need another fucking podcast? Why do we need this dumbass's podcast?
NASCAR's Mamba Smith. That'll be fun. I'll have somebody who can have fun with us and keep us, I guess, in style.
You watched Formula E for 2 years and you stopped? The only time I've ever watched Formula E is a race highlight clip on YouTube just to see how dumb it was.
On social media. So listen, Clint.
I will. Just be happy, okay?
Is Clint allowed to be on?
I'm not sure. We'll get through the first couple of weeks.
You're going to need a couple hours. Jimmy looks loose on that outside. Been watching him, having trouble like getting into the corner, starting to lift that, get away from him a little bit, protect his position, trying not to put himself in harm's way.
So if you're wondering where are the Fords, well, there are only 4 of them in the first duel. The second duel is stacked with them, just as this duel is stacked with Chevrolets.
And that makes it tough for the Fords because of the fact that the Chevys have everybody has a plan from a manufacturer standpoint to try to work together and put yourself in position to get to the first pit stop and then get to the end of the race.
LaJoie's been working on doing that, just what he had. Finally got a gap there between first and second on that bottom. Took the hole. Now he moved back up for the block. LaJoie's making the moves.
Yeah, Anthony Alfredo's fallen way back. He's like totally off, 3 seconds behind the pack.
Yeah, now he's got to start over. He tried to follow Ricky Stenhouse Jr. down to the bottom, and there just was not enough room there for him to get down as well.
Well, he made a block. They were coming on the outside. Jimmy moved back up in front of them, and then I think he went to go back down low. That gap had already closed. All the way to the back. Unbelievable. Boy, that was quick.
He's got a little help there with Ryan Preece and Joey Logano, but it doesn't seem like either of them are too interested in going forward at this stage. 21 laps is what we're working of 60 right now in the first duel at Daytona.
The XFL and the United States Football League have announced plans to merge.
A move that ensures spring football is here to stay.
Listen, and I got it covered.
Excitement from fans all across the country. Let's ball out, baby! This will bring together 2 of the best spring leagues we've ever seen.
It's a win for football and for fans. The United Football League has arrived.
There's no doubt spring just got stronger.
Tell me again. Who are you?
I'm the cleaning lady. She's clearly much more than that.
The cartel. They're the biggest runners in the game.
There's a reward on your head, and people will kill for that reward.
You came to us asking for help.
I'm not doing this. I clean, that's all.
This is the deal you made. Be grateful you're now already dead.
The Cleaning Lady premieres Tuesday, March 5th on Fox.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis takes you off course, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom relief and helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC caused damage, Rinvoq came through.
And my leg's in a little bit more pain today than it has been recently.
Symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And a chance to physically repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
This is the start of a dynasty.
Dude, I hate EV.
Is this the face of a ruthless competitor or a villain? Is it time for a breakthrough? To get back to breaking stuff? Or is this the makings of the wildest ride you'll ever witness? It's all of the above. It's about to go down. Any questions?
23 complete and still green in Daytona. Tomorrow night, the lights shine brighter here as the world's fastest truckers take center stage. It's an all-out battle for the checkers. Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on FS1. Ricky Stenhouse, your leader. For Chevrolet, Eric Jones, Martin Truex in Toyota. Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez in Chevrolet, and then Jimmy Johnson having to race his way into the 500.
Well, you saw Mark pop out of line back there to lead that top line, and they're definitely making some ground forward. But that's what you want to do. You want to strategize. When do I pull out? When I'm running fourth or fifth, third, when do I want to pull out and be the leader of that line that's coming, so that you can do exactly what Martin just did to be the leader of the race?
The flip side of that is Stenhouse saw it coming. He wanted to move up, elected to stay down. I think that was a pretty good move. Truex's car is extremely fast. Pretty impressive.
Down here.
26 laps in, Larry Mack. What are we thinking about pit stops if we have to make them under green?
Well, remember, the fuel window is about 40 to north of 40 laps, and you've got to make one stop at least for fuel. So what I think you're going to see, Mike, we have 12 Chevrolets. I think they'll work together. I think, though, with only 4 Fords and 5 Toyotas, 9, they will work together. What you have to make sure you don't do is pit too early. It happened last year in Duel 1 with the Chevrolets. They pitted early. The Fords and the Toyotas stayed in line, and they made up so much ground. The Chevrolets just were taken completely out. I would say somewhere probably between 35 and 40.
Thanks.
So we'll see pit stops here relatively soon.
Well, Mike, you see the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the bottom there with Eric Jones behind him.
Tiesto and Carol G came out with new music.
About 10 laps ago, he came
I've
out
not heard the
radio
name
and said to
Tiesto
tell Eric
in a
Jones
long
behind
time.
me to push a little bit more on the center. Don't get quite off center as much as he is. Eric Jones, of course, we mentioned learning a new race car in terms of the nose.
I don't know who Carol G is.
The spotters communicated back and forth very nicely on the roof to get those guys to work
Chester.
together.
Yeah, when he's asking him to be a little bit square, the back bumpers have a little crown to them, Mike, and if you get off center with the back bumper, it kind of makes the car squirrely. And with the front of those cars being flat on the Toyotas now, you want to be as probably more to the center than what Eric has been in the past.
Jimmy's nose is a little flatter than it was a lap ago. He just gave Kyle Larson a little boot down the straightaway. And there Larson nestles right up against Martin Truex.
Eric looks like he's getting tight. Eric Jones, that is, on the bottom behind Stenhouse as I got into the corner there.
Take your commercial break now. I don't want you to take it during pit stops.
And this is really when this race starts to play out, especially if it's going to go green. And right here we see Kyle Larson's hood flapping up in the air.
Tiesto was supposed to be the Super Bowl, but had a family emergency.
Staying on that bumper as close as you can and pushing is that when that hood flap comes up like that, all that pressure comes from underneath the hood and starts blowing that flap up.
Stenhouse's car did not want to hold the yellow line that corner, and he drifted up a bit, side drafting off Kyle Larson to get a push back to the lead.
And you see that flap?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to finish that sentence there, Mike. I think he's doing exactly what's the latter part of that. I think he's moving up, trying to slow their speed down a little bit with a side draft.
Yeah, and that flap is straight up, guys. Both cars, the flap is straight up. When they attach to that bumper, the air has to go somewhere, and it's coming out the bottom of the hood instead of staying over the top of the hood.
That means that car's doing exactly what he wants it to do. Everybody comes down to Daytona. All right, can I pull up? Can I push? I want to be able to push, crew chief. That's exactly what you see Larson able to do in that Hendrick car. Flip side of that is his teammates waiting on this next duel to come out. They're liking what they see.
Josh?
May have only been a couple laps yesterday, but Daniel Suarez entered this race really happy with his car. Remember some changes for the 99 team going into this year with Matt Swiderski now as the crew chief. He said the whole team sat down in the offseason. They worked on the line of communication to get familiar with each other. They looked at races from last year, specifically the Daytona 500, and how Daniel can handle the pack. Daniel said he feels a lot more comfortable this year, all coming off that top 10, confident what they can do, and he's showing it out there tonight, guys.
From a driver's standpoint, there's nothing better than confidence. And when you're on these super speedways, in my opinion, you need to race at the front of the pack, because if you don't, You're racing against guys at the end of the race that have learned and pushed and shoved and done everything that they've needed to do all day to know how to lead.
Look who's leading. Two drivers that have never had any luck in this race. The 19, Martin Truex, is 0 for 19 in these Thursday races. Kyle Larson in the 5, 0 for 10. But there they are, leading the field.
We're going to make you eat those words, Mike. All right, we heard Larry talk. It's time, Kevin. We've got to start fighting. If we're going to pit with our manufacturers, with the teammates and everything else, trying to form and execute a good pit stop under green flag conditions, they're going to have to start finding one another.
Well, a lot of them they're going to have to start finding one another, and they're going to have to work their way to the bottom in order to figure out how to get to pit road. You have to be in that bottom lane. So that's really when we're going to have to see who plans on pitting, because there's two different strategies.
Waiting on pit stops and don't want to miss them, so why don't we step away for a minute here with 32 green flag laps complete in the first of the blue-green vacation duel.
So we're past halfway in this first duel.
When my doctor gave me Breasttree for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttree gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttree more than prescribed. Breasttree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttree.
Your Wyndham is waiting. When bucket lists need checking, points need redeeming, work trips need crushing, or anniversaries need celebrating, no matter who you are, where you're going, or why. With 24 trusted brands by Wyndham to choose from, your Wyndham is waiting. Get the lowest price at wyndhamhotels.com.
You always got your mind on the green. Not you. You. Your business bank account with QuickBooks Money now earns 5% APY. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks. What does fearless look like? Like sliding through a glimmering daylight? Like trading paint with a champion? Like starting in the back of the pack and stopping at nothing till everyone is choking on your dust. What does fearless look like? Find out for yourself. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Never leaving this bar.
There's a kidnapping today. 28 people.
But we will get your children back. Every single one.
Lift returns with an all-new season Tuesday, March 5th on Fox. NASCAR fans, you earn the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fanrewards.
Coming to complete lap 35, all under green. Jimmy Johnson, third overall, in position to transfer into the Daytona 500. Martin Truex leading for Toyota. Kyle Larson second for Chevrolet. A mix of cars in the first 7 or 8 spots. One pit stop so far, Anthony Alfredo, and he got nabbed with a speeding ticket.
Oh, no. Can't afford that.
Of course, he will race on Sunday. He has the fastest time of the 3 open drivers trying to race their way in. Johnson and Neely, the others.
Very good reminder for all these guys out here. promise you the crew chiefs are reminding that spotter, do not speed on this green flag pit stop if we have
I'm really surprised that Johnson's Johnson's doing much better than, you know, Yaley and Alfredo for that matter. Like, I figured Alfredo
which is a pretty tall order, Kevin.
and Yaley would be better since they're in the Chevys and Toyota has sucked this weekend, but Johnson to be all the way up to third is not what I expected.
So entering pit road at speed, how tough is that going to be?
Well, you're going to go to the end of the grandstands, I'd say, and from there you have your markers.
Jimmy Johnson being in a Toyota is so weird.
Everything that you did the previous year so that you can go out and execute it when you need
It's
to.
like Anthony Alfredo is slow on the backstretch.
The thing is, the strategies were laid out before the race started, and the only ones who really know are the engineers, the crew chief, and the driver. The driver's probably got a sticker somewhere in the car that he's untaped and uncovered, and that way he knows when they're going to pit so they don't have to say it on the radio.
I'm so glad you just said that. And that being said, 12 Chevys, 4 Fords, 5 Toyotas, and they're all over the place. They're not really forming and trying to, I don't see it. What are they going to do?
Well, I think they're all trying to strategize on just putting themselves in position to make sure that they can get to pit road when they need to, and make sure that they have enough gas. And sometimes if you're saving gas, you can spend a little less time on pit road.
Well, it could be this time. Look at that group led by Ricky Stenhouse and listen to his radio.
Just keep saving fuel like you do it. Keep doing that. As far as the fuel save and making up ground, you're fine.
Wait a minute. Save fuel and make up ground.
Well, what he wants to do is they want to have a quicker pit stop, so when they come to pit road, they can spend less time putting that fuel can in there, and they're not going to take any tires, and they're going to put gas in it and take right back off. So you want
My shit froze, so I missed your comments for a few minutes.
Car. Looks like, you know, the throttle percentage is definitely not 100%, so usually it's going to be somewhere around 70 to 75%.
Yeah, Alfredo's
in.
in.
Well, right now,
the Ruby Hendricks, what?
Daytona is Eric Jones' teammate Jimmy Johnson right alongside him. I don't imagine Johnson got much sleep last night as those Toyotas did not show speed in qualifying, but Jimmy is running the top 5 almost this entire race in that tribute to the king, Richard Petty. Number 84, that's Richard's 4 on the car, and it is Petty blue. And look at the hood, 510 horsepower. NASCAR officials used to make you paint the horsepower rating on the hood of each race car. That was way back in the day.
Well, Jimmy's been really aggressive as well, Clint, with his pushing and everything that he's done. I thought with the cars that he had to beat that he might not be that aggressive, but he's just going right after it.
Jimmy's loving what he sees, what he feels. He's exactly back to where he needs to be. Right up front where we're used to seeing him.
I love my little guy. He's such a good boy.
With a good hot rod under him, right? Here comes some jockeying for position. People are starting to move to the bottom. You see Toyotas, Ty Gibbs in front.
Yeah,
of
I think they're coming this time.
Trying to get in position.
And maybe, actually, I think they'll be next time. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Wow. Oh, someone. Wow. I don't know how everybody got through that without, like, major fucking shit.
Wow, what a save. What a last minute ditch effort down to the pit road. That was close.
Fuel only.
Yeah, fuel only for most of these guys, if not all of them. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't do anything else than that.
That last minute call, it may have caught the competition off guard, but it wasn't efficient. These guys are going to come off the pit road. They're going to have to find one another, collect, and there's only 4 of them.
Yeah, Truex probably fucked now.
Comes in.
Well, he's still in the pack, so.
Anybody else pits here? Staying out?
Oh, it's open now. Well, only 2. Now, that's got to be a miscue.
So what's happening right now is these guys know that those guys had trouble getting onto pit road, so they may run as long as they can, like they did in last year's duel, to make up time.
Stenhouse and Dylan may have damage from that scuffle coming off turn 4.
I love the pit road video board stuff. It just makes it look a lot cooler during a night race. Makes everything look more lit up.
Tires, he said 2, it's all on the right side, and then you see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. behind him. He's been saving fuel the whole time. Hopefully they got enough.
Well, this will be problematic because they don't exactly leave pit road together. Should find each other and be able to hook up in a draft, but it won't be the most efficient one.
I don't know how that communication happened, but it happened too late.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was some guys that didn't get the information until right there at the end. You saw Reddick get into the back of Dylan. forces that whole group into a mess.
Jamie?
Well, I was listening to Martin Truex radio there, and he said, "Are we pitting?" They said, "No pit." He said, "We're not pitting." They said, "No pit." And then you saw that miscommunication. Truex tried to get out of the way, and he came on the radio.
Yeah, so this pack back here is kind of split up. It's like a 6-car. There's a 4-car and then 2 cars.
The problem with trying to coordinate everything when you're trying to get everybody on the
Split
same
up.
page.
So it's not, yeah, definitely not the most efficient pit road sequence here.
And then there was no gap for Tyler Reddick to get down, and Tyler came down anyway.
I'm sure the rest of the Chevy guys will be pitting here.
You need just
no.
too many cars, and it creates chaos, and I think that's exactly what we saw.
2 more to pit road this time, toward the tail end of the pack. So let's have a look here at what happened when that first group came to pit road off turn number 4. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was just Truex trying to let him in, and Tyler started to come down.
But watch Gilliland and Dillon on the outside. Dillon moves up, squeezes him into the wall. Gilliland in it pretty good.
From Martin Truex, who got into the back of Tyler Reddick there.
That wasn't a caution beyond me. It was a caution, it just didn't happen.
And it didn't look like Martin Truex was going to come to pit road, did it?
But everybody
All right, here comes everybody else.
Comes the rest of them.
So this will determine if they'll get like back together in a pack or not.
They told him in the 5 pits, you pick
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be too split up.
and they'll be good to go. Jamie?
Same for Martin Truex Jr. Let's just get enough fuel to get us to the end of the race. No tires here for Truex. Regan.
5 of Kyle Larson been up.
Yeah, all the Chevys came, but Truex came with them because he had to miss pit road.
Hasn't said anything other than handling is very good.
And disaster for Martin Truex.
Yeah, Truex is
He was
fucked.
in his pit for a long time. The car launched, stalled, they had to push it, and he
Fuck
has
you, bitch.
lost the draft.
Yeah, Truex has lost the draft big time. He is
Jr. had the fastest car and claimed that's what.
just a fucking passenger now.
It's kind of like, all right, boys, all have your fun. Here we come. All together. And by the way, was that Ross Chastain who was nabbed for speeding?
Sure was. Chastain speeding.
Ross Chastain speeding on pit road.
Lack of practice. A lot of mistakes. Easy to do.
So Joey Logano will surrender the lead with this green flag pit stop in Todd Gilliland. Here's a Chastain coming in for the penalty stop. The penalty drive down pit road at pit road speed.
Yeah, and that really hurt that first group because he was in the middle of that pack of 5 Chevrolets up in the front, and now you've got the gap from the second and third place car that's going to close up pretty quick, but this field is spread out, Clint.
All over the place.
Jamie, what happened to Martin Truex?
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see it so spread out in a race like this.
See, I told you guys I was out of fuel.
He was out of gas.
So
Logano just got eaten up by the pack there. I don't know if you want to call that a pack or just a train at that point.
Well, he did a pretty good job, Mike, because your
Yeah, the
job
pack's
anytime
somewhat
it
coming
gets
back
like that is
together.
to just get in their way down the back straightaway. And Joey Logano is going to wind up not too far behind with what looks like to be Todd Gilliland right behind him.
See this big line on the outside.
But that 3-car breakaway won't. I'd imagine they wouldn't catch up to the pack.
Leading the charge.
And Ty Gibbs to the inside. 3 wide there. Reddick going through. Now Johnson has quite a cushion over J.J. Well, he had quite a cushion over J.J. Yaley. You see him falling on the scoring pylon. If Yaley is the first of those open cars to finish, he makes the Daytona 500, Johnson would go home.
And I don't think Jimmy Johnson was expecting those Toyotas to leave him like that, but Ty Gibbs definitely pulled out and left Jimmy Johnson by himself.
Laps to go. Martin Truex goes from the lead to losing the draft after running out of fuel.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi. Things are looking up. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is
significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And the majority of people experienced long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. Should you become
Johnson's
stranded,
17th
be ready
now.
to signal rescuers.
Yeah, Johnson fell. Well, Johnson's with the draft, but he fell back.
How long have I been out here?
JJ Alias lost the draft,
12
along with
minutes.
Truex, Chastain, obviously. And Alfredo's just 2 laps down.
Head for the mountains.
We're building a better postal service. All parts working in sync to move your business forward. With a streamlined shipping network and new high-speed processing and delivery centers. For more value, more reliability, and more on-time deliveries. The United States Postal Service is built for how you business. And how you business is with
Caution.
simple, affordable, and reliable shipping.
We have a
USPS
caution,
Ground
bitches.
Advantage.
Oh, shit. Johnson and, is that Truex or Dillon?
Up in turns 3 and 4, and Jimmy Johnson has caught up right in the middle of it. He had dropped to the back of the lead.
That's gonna be tough now. For I don't know how much damage he has, but
He had 8 seconds on Anthony Alfredo back in the field, who had lost the draft. But where Johnson was where Daniel Hemrick got up and into the wall.
oh wow, that 31 car's fucked.
All
What?
of these groups are starting to connect again and catch one another.
What happened here? They're racing back. They're back racing. But what the fuck happened?
Well, you see the 9 car come up. You see the flames come out of the 54 car right here. You saw the flames come out, and it checks the whole line up.
Wide.
What happened with Hemrick? Because he looked. Oh fuck.
Stenhouse gets
Damn.
in the back of Hemrick, and then the worst one
And there you
was
go.
Jimmy Johnson. Now, I will say, not much damage on that car.
He doesn't have a lot of damage, Clint, but if we can get a shot of the right front of Jimmy Johnson's car, it's going to come down to how low that splitter is. But you see,
I want Jimmy
cars
Johnson
check
to be
up,
in the
Jimmy
Daytona
Johnson's at the
500,
back
so
of the
something
field, and they just check up
some
harder
better
than
work out
He
here.
expects, and just gets into the side of the 3 as they're trying to avoid the 31. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, he doesn't have too much damage. It doesn't look like. Just might have to clear some of that grass off the
Was all
grill.
it took to get Daniel Hemrick turned to the right into the wall.
Yeah, and that's no fault of Stenhouse there. He's just at the back of the accordion.
Let's ride with Jimmy Johnson. That's the view from the Creed Tour in car camera.
And guys, I can't tell you how hard it is coming off that banking onto those skid blocks underneath the car. You see his head bouncing around. These cars are very violent when you wreck, and these guys are taking big shots, and you can really see in that camera angle.
Again, it was just all the groups coming together from that green flag pit stop. It basically had essentially 3 groups. They all merged together. They were coming on them fast. Had to check up, big checkups, blocks, 4 wide.
Now, all the cars involved will be in the Daytona 500, with the possible exception of Jimmy Johnson. That's the only open car that was involved. The other 3 are all chartered teams, so they're guaranteed in the race. Larry?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, what they have to do is just keep that 84 car on the lead lap, trying to make the repairs. Remember, the only car
Yeah,
they're
Hemrick
really
is
racing
fucked.
the
He's done.
44 of JJ Yaley. That's who they're racing for this spot.
3 former Daytona 500 winners caught up in a crash with 10 laps to go in the first of the Blue Green Vacations duel at Daytona.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection, following you along everywhere you go, making every moment special, even more surprising than your last, and bringing you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Plus, stay longer and save more with up to 30% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
What does it take to define the ideal driving experience? It takes Polestar 2. With fully electric performance, Swedish design and engineering, and up to 320 miles of range. Polestar 2 is designed for drivers. View offers at polestar.com.
My doggy.
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds. That's great. I know, I've been telling everyone. Liberty. Liberty. How many people did you tell? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
What if the promise of better work wasn't just something we dreamed about, but something we found? This might be the one. Or better yet,
No way.
something that found us.
I got the interview.
Last time there was a caution in Duel 1 was 2022, really? I thought he said that there hasn't been a caution in the first duels in like 3 years.
Pan shredded for fall to fork tenderness. Chipotle's braised beef barbacoa. If you know, you know.
Ice cold Corona, right here.
Nice pass. Nice catch. Guy's got an arm.
Fresh cut lines here. Ice cold Corona.
How'd they get so much flavor in these Skittles Littles?
'Twas I who shrunk the Skittles and packed them with a rush of flavor.
Did you accidentally shrink yourself too?
Yeah.
Huh.
Shrink the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
Grand Marshal Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will kick off the Daytona 500 when the Great American Race returns Sunday, 2:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Who'll be in it? Who'll have a chance to win it? Now look at our scoring pylon.
Yeah, there was no caution in Duel 1 in 2022.
Was the first.
There's only one in
qualifying last night. Jimmy Johnson was second.
2021. They're home with Jesus.
In
The last time there was a caution in the first duel was 2020.
The Daytona 500, Johnson would go home. If Johnson passes him, he's in the race, either racing his way in or falling back on his qualifying time if Alfredo gets past the two of them. Yaley's only chance to be in the 500 is to stay ahead of Jimmy Johnson and Anthony Alfredo.
And now there's only 7 laps to go. So Jimmy knows he has to go forward. JJ Yaley knows he has to go and stay where he is or go forwards. And everybody else wants to try to win this race. And right in the middle of all that is Joey Logano trying to protect his car to stay on the front row where he qualified. So
Jimmy Johnson dropped to the back of the lead draft to try to protect his car, and we saw how that worked out. Watch Joey Logano in the 22 here on this replay.
4 wide's tough here, Clint.
That's closer than I want to be.
So we're going to go back to green with 6 to go.
You tell him you ain't gonna believe this, boss. I can't deliver on that pole. All right. If you're a Jimmy Johnson fan, we're not out of this thing. I don't think the damage.
Duel 2 might start early. I don't think it will. It was, I mean, they didn't have a scheduled time for it to start. It's supposed to start 30 minutes to 45 minutes after this race. But they did list 8:45 as like a goal time.
The first thing I can
But I
tell
don't
you
think
is
they'll
we
hit
looked
that
up the
time.
line. So that means there is no damage from the pit stop. We've already chose our
It'll be
lane
closer
here.
to
So
9.
we We got to just start at the tail of where they are. So he has to go, and he has to find that 44 quickly. But as fast as his car has been, I think he can do it. What do you think?
I think there's a little more smoke than usual out that left tailpipe of Jimmy Johnson's car.
I think I've never seen a 7-time.
They got to get back in line.
Famer this nervous ever.
Yeah.
It'll be 6 to go when they come back to the line. And the
Green flag, 6 laps to go.
J.J. Yaley, the Aqua car against Johnson's blue number 84. One of them will make the 500.
We've seen how good this 5 car can push. Now it's time to see how good another Hendrick car, Chase Elliott on his bumper on this outside. All it takes is one little mishap that really shakes a race up. Look what we've seen now.
Yeah, and you see the flames coming out of that 54 car of Ty Gibbs on the bottom of the racetrack to stay off the back of the 99 car of Daniel Suarez.
See right there on that outside third lane, Carson Josefar. Haven't heard much of him.
A whole lot of pushing going on. 5 laps to go. All bets are off. Look for the finish line.
Yeah, Carson Josefar, Clint, we talk about everything that he has as we go onto the gyro cam inside of Ty Gibbs' Monster Energy Toyota.
Even numbers, even up.
They are moving.
It was Gibbs radio, second on the inside lane.
Big pushes on this bottom.
Come on, Johnson, get past Yaley. I don't know exactly what that does, but I think it does. Yeah, there you go. It does help him.
22 Logano. All
I think.
Is keep that car in one piece. So
Yeah, I think Johnson, if he beats Yaley, it makes him in no matter what.
Ty Gibbs is having a little bit of trouble staying steady on the back bumper of Suarez in the bottom lane.
4 laps left. Johnson has caught Yaley.
No help on that bottom.
But has not passed him. One of them will make the 500. And Yaley knows it. He's been a little aggressive there. Trying to keep Johnson behind. Whoa, too aggressive. Larson in command, his teammate. Chase Elliott right behind in the outside lane.
Well,
Coming to 3 to go.
And we talked about Kyle Larson earlier.
Coming to 3 laps to go.
Push, and now we see Chase Elliott pushing him. That's kind of a little bit away from what they've done in the past because they've been so fast in qualifying, but it sure looks like they can be a lot more aggressive in race trim here.
Hendrick Motorsports has won 16 dual races, tied with Richard Childress Racing for the most all time. Yaley coming back on the outside. Johnson on the inside. That's the race that counts right there.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Neither car with any help behind him. That more importantly, they need somebody behind him. We know in super speedways,
there's nobody left.
No. They're frantically trying to get another car past somebody behind them because that's all your insurance.
Well, as we come
all right, 2 to go.
Here, you see how tightly packed this
2 laps left.
And you know that this thing is it's gonna break up, and they're gonna go 3 wide, 2 wide, and things are gonna change.
Come on, Jimmy. Feels weird hearing Jimmy on the radio and then not hearing Chad directly afterwards.
In a position to be of any help to the 84. Larson and Suarez. Gibbs
coming to the white flag.
Then Logano. And here they come to the white flag. It'll be 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
White flag is in the air one more time around for the first duel at Daytona.
They're all stuffed up against each other.
Come on, Jimmy, get behind him.
But the handling on the 22 is definitely tight.
Yeah, he does have Earl. That's good.
Joey Logano got tied off of 4. Really slowed that lineup on the bottom. Hendrick car strong on its outside.
Oh, shit.
Johnson is going to have to make his own lane to hold off Yaley as they battle for the lead up front. Larson edges out ahead.
Elliott made the move to the bottom. Went for the
Here comes Reddick. Here comes Reddick.
Power move
Tyler Reddick to the lead. Oh, Larson goes high. He's going to fall back.
Too big a hit by Bowman. Got Larson loose.
Way outside is Yaley.
Johnson's going to pass Yaley. It looks like, yep. Tyler Reddick wins the first duel, and Jimmy Johnson is into the Daytona 500.
And Jimmy Johnson's ahead of Yaley.
Look at him.
He did it.
That was fun.
That all happened off of turn 4 to the start-finish line.
You can breathe, boy. Boy, that was close. What a race. What a finish.
And where did Tyler?
That was fun.
Those boys, those teammates started going for it, dueling it out on that outside. Chase made the first move.
So Jimmy Johnson is into the 500. Nothing that can happen in the second race will have any say on whether or not he's in the 500. He is in.
How about Reddick's slice and squeeze move down to the bottom to get the lead?
Well, it's all about the timing of getting yourself in front of the right line, and sometimes you make the right moves and sometimes you don't, but tonight he made the right move.
All right, first for the win, 45.
Yeah, and that outside line is going to have the momentum, and as soon as Tyler Reddick feels like he's clear, he goes to the bottom and takes that momentum and side draft off the 5 car to take the lead.
3 Hendrick Chevys right there, but could not capitalize.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman got into the back of Kyle Larson, got him loose, and that pretty much sealed the deal for Tyler Reddick. But all that checkup is what got Jimmy Johnson.
That was a good finish there.
The 44 car, J.J. Yaley, was on the outside.
All right, let's watch the 84.
Hendrick choked. Yeah, Larson just went high and lost all those spots. He fell back to 9th.
Yeah, and just everything checked up and
held behind him, stayed in line,
the outside.
Kept held behind him.
Yaley had momentum.
In half a lap.
That was his one shot.
Half a lap, Larson went from the lead to 9th.
7-time champion. But Reddick started 19th.
Yeah, Reddick.
Won a duel, buddy.
And unnoticed in all that, Carson Hocevar, the rookie, finishes 4th.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Make a lot of noise this year.
Saw his boss man. I was picking the kids up today. Cash goes, man, Dad, look at that airplane right there. It's awesome. It was Michael Jordan's. That means he's here to see his boy win. First duel.
Thank you, guys.
Is round 2 tonight or tomorrow? You mean round... Oh, Duel 2? Yeah, Duel 2 starts here in about half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
That was pretty good. That was way more pressure than I ever wanted. Yeah. Good job, guys. Thank you.
And J.J. Yaley gave it a great fight, a great battle, had that energy, and had made the only move he could. Came up just that much short. Regan Smith.
Well, Tyler Reddick seemingly out of nowhere at the end of that race. You start 19th, you finished 1st. How good does it feel to go into the weekend with this win in the duel?
Yeah, it's a great way to start off the weekend. Man, this thing is a beast. It's a great way to kick off a brand new product at SUV Scott. So go out and get some hard tea, have a good time tonight. I know we are.
Tyler Reddick wins duel number 1.
And Jimmy Johnson, he was nervous coming in, never been in this situation before, Jimmy. It almost looked like you were out of it, and then you weren't. Can you put this race into perspective for us?
I can. I've never been in a position like this before, and I have such a greater appreciation for everyone before me that's tried to race their way in. And although there's only 6 more cars, I know at one time there were many more, but it's very stressful. Very thankful that we got this car Toyota in the race.
What's up, Noah? How's it going?
The race was going too easy. I knew there'd be a challenge.
Oh, there's Tyler Reddick's son. That's cute.
And we got it just in time. So hats off to J.J. Yaley. Put up a heck of a fight. Had a very competitive car.
So you're gonna put him in the car?
We were just in the right spot at the right time when the tractor fell.
Congratulations, Jimmy Johnson, Daytona 500 for the 21st time in his career, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. And I agree. I'm a J.J. Yaley fan.
Tyler Reddick's son is in the car.
And if you couldn't hear the adrenaline and emotion in Jimmy Johnson's voice, you weren't paying attention. But I tell you, that's something he's never been through before in his life.
Duel 1 goes to Tyler Reddick, but we're only halfway through, setting the starting lineup.
Yep, we still got a whole other race left, a whole another 150 miles to go. That first duel, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Discover a different first treatment.
But we still got more.
System to attack cancer, but Opdivo plus Yervoy is the first combination of 2 immunotherapies for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and is not an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene.
Oh, is that his son's name?
Opdivo plus
Bo
Yervoy
Reddick?
is not chemotherapy. It works differently. It helps your immune system fight cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain, weakness, joint pain, flushing, or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune and nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, or receive chest radiation. Your search for 2 immunotherapies starts here. Ask your doctor about Opdivo plus Yervoy, a chance to live longer.
Your Wyndham is waiting. When bucket
Yaley is still terrible. Hey Sam, check the front stretch YouTube to see if Yaley interview is up yet. So add it to the NASCAR 2024 season playlist.
Celebrating? No matter who you are, where you're going.
I doubt it would be out yet. They need to give it a few minutes at least.
Trusted brands by Wyndham to choose from. Your Wyndham is waiting. Get the lowest price at Wyndham Hotels.
Yeah, nothing's up yet.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival.
But I have started watching front stretch more.
Should you become stranded, be ready to signal rescuers. Bush.
How long have I been out here?
About 12 minutes. Head for the mountains.
A force to be reckoned with. No, not you, Saquon. You, your business bank account with QuickBooks Money now earns 5% APY.
5% APY? That's new.
Yep, that's how you business differently. All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
There's nothing better than the Subway Series footlong, except when you add an all-new footlong sidekick, like the Philly with a new $2 footlong churro.
Sometimes the sidekick is the main event.
You would say that. Every epic footlong deserves a perfect sidekick.
Well, how about that? First race of Daytona weekend is in the books. What a wild one it was. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick getting his first dual win, the 2-time Xfinity Series champion, celebrating there with his son, getting to put him in the car. What a moment. That's what this sport is all about. Hi, everyone. Shannon Spake, Trevor Bain, Jamie McMurray. Both these guys have won the Daytona 500. Tyler Reddick started all the way in the back of the field. He started 19th on this, and we talked in the pre-race show that you could start anywhere you need to, but just be there at the end, and that's what he did.
Yeah, he almost was not there at the end. We saw that green flag pit cycle where he gets rooted to the middle, starts getting all sideways, has contact, and somehow finds his way back to the front of this race and made a great move on that last lap.
Yeah, you mentioned he qualified 36th yesterday, all the way towards the back of the field. And we talked about in the pre-race, like, is Toyota in trouble? They don't seem to have the speed, but their cars raced really well. We saw all those guys drive right to the front early on in that, and Tyler made the right decision at the right time and was able to get it done.
By the way, y'all think Trevor Bain is sweet and innocent? I just sat next to him for a speedway race. It was wild. It was a lot harder.
It was higher here than in the car.
It was just as wild as the highlights as we take a look at how duel number 1 went 60 laps under the night sky down in Daytona. Beautiful night. Joey Logano on point. He won the pole for the Daytona 500.
And he was my pick to win this, but the Fords went to the back pretty quick. This was big, though. This was when the Toyotas all decided to come to pit road. We see Martin Truex Jr. didn't know they were coming to pit road. They actually told him that they were not pitting. Almost caused a huge wreck. Had a little bit of contact there with Austin Dillon. And then Trevor, when he did get to pit road, stalled the engine leaving.
Yeah, we know this is one thing you cannot do in Daytona. You stall the race car, you're in jeopardy of losing a lap. Fortunately for him, though, this incident happens, collects the 84 of Jimmy Johnson, who was racing his way in, which made for a fun, maybe for some, race to watch at the end of this.
Yeah, and Hemrick was just an innocent victim there. We saw those cars get checked up, and Harvick mentioned just an accordion effect. But here you see the last lap going to the wind. Reddick is able to hold off Chase Elliott. And part of that, this was the battle that we were watching as this was going on. Jimmy Johnson stays in line. J.J. Yaley pulled out, ended up not being the right decision, and the 7-time champ's going to get to race on Sunday.
Yeah, we heard from Jimmy Johnson. There's always two sides to a battle like that. J.J. Yaley did not advance in the Daytona 500, and he's with Jamie Little.
Well, you've got the thrill of advancing in this race, and then you have J.J. Yaley, who just misses it. I know you've been in this a long time, but what were those moments like racing against Jimmy Johnson for that last spot?
I mean, obviously it was exciting. I was worried when they dropped the green that we were going to have a hard time keeping up with the draft. Hendrick put this car together. It drove fantastic, had a lot of speed in the draft. And, like I said, we're just riding, taking the time. I had to be on the outside. The inside, it killed my momentum. Then obviously what happened in the 84, got a caution, got a break. The car just didn't have good acceleration and restarts. But, side by side.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy came in clutch.
I thought we were in really good shape. Going into turn 3, I mean, I was not counting my chickens, but I was getting close, and then saw there was some contact. Someone in the middle lost a lot of momentum, and I just made a split-second decision to go the outside, carry the momentum, clear him.
So yeah, J.J. Yaley will not race on the Daytona 500.
He stayed in the middle. The 19 pushed him. The momentum just carried him all the way to the checkered flag, and it sucks. 2 years ago we were close, and just couldn't get it.
What a bummer. I want to see Jimmy Johnson's heart rate monitor from those final races. We all had our heart rate high. We're going to continue to do that the rest of the night. Duel number 1 in the book. Duel number 2 coming up.
If advanced lung cancer has you searching for possibilities, discover a different first treatment. Immunotherapies work with your immune system to attack cancer, but Opdivo plus Yervoy is the first combination of 2 immunotherapies for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Opdivo plus Yervoy is not chemotherapy. It works differently. It helps your immune system fight cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy.
Yeah, this race will start soon.
Nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, or receive chest radiation. Your search for 2 immunotherapies starts here. Ask your doctor about Opdivo plus Yervoy, a chance to live longer.
I was there. You were there. 2 worlds collided, and they could never.
All right, well, I'll be back in a few minutes. Might as well use this time to go smoke.
All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive. Feel the power of Oxygen Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days, with significant improvement over time.
Pause for the facts. Susie here is shopping for a used car, but she doesn't know that nearly half of them have been in an accident.
Interesting.
But Carfax.com shows how accidents impact price, so she doesn't have to overpay. Unpause. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
21 drivers know their fate in the Great American Race on Sunday. We got 21 more to go in the duel number 2. Josh Sims standing by with our 2020 champ Chase Elliott, who finished second.
Chase Elliott comes home second in duel number 1. What more did you need there at the end to come home with the win?
I actually thought our Napa Chevy was pretty good. I mean, all things considered, we're locked in from qualifying setup-wise and stuff. So I thought
our car drove pretty good, considering everything that you try to do to go fast for a lap. So I was pleased. I thought we had a good night of execution, put ourselves in a good position there, and you know, came up a little short. But I thought overall it was a solid effort, and you know, kept the car in one piece, which is a big deal, I feel like, for Sunday. So looking forward to it. Thanks, Chase. Good luck.
And Chase Elliott finishing second, teammate Bowman finishing third. Right there, you got William Byron. He's getting ready for duel number 2. He is going to roll off third in that race. We'll be right back here on Race Day.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms, with my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay. And I was done settling. If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in RA and PSA, relieve fatigue for some, and stop joint damage. And in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occur. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Done settling? Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq and take back what's yours. AbbVie could help you save.
Every home track is the start of something special. Learn more about NASCAR regional tracks near you at NASCAR.com/region.
The extra twinkle, that extra swagger. Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
So beautiful.
Morning, Rob. Looking great.
Does that say USAA?
Yeah, USAA. Amazing home, auto, and life insurance. Plus banking and credit cards.
I'm in because of my dad. You think that'll finally get you in?
Probably not. But it looks great.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Perfection.
21 drivers are ready to go in Duel 2. Regan Smith is standing by with one of them.
Well, Bubba Wallace getting ready to climb aboard the number 23 car. You're going to start 14th in Duel number 2 here in just a moment, but quite an act to follow by your teammate right there. It seemed like he came from nowhere tonight.
Yeah, that was good. Great job to the 45 crew. I wasn't stressed at all, but everybody was counting out the Toyotas after qualifying. Doesn't matter where you start, matter where you finish. So Tyler capitalized on that. So congrats to them. But Jimmy Jam getting in. How about that? Jimmy and Toyota. Love it. I love it. So shaping up to be a good night. We'll see what our McDonald's Toyota Camry can do. Got a lot to learn with the new body, but should be another stroll in the park.
Adds that confidence, seeing how good the Toyotas were in that first duel. They came to the front quick.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we try to come up with a game plan. This is a what-if race. These speedway races are what-ifs, right? So it's always changing on the fly. But yeah, we just got to lock in here. Got a few fast Toyotas in our group, so we'll be fine.
Bubba Wallace getting ready for duel number 2 in a minute.
Thank you so much, Regan. All of the what-ifs are going to be answered in about 60 laps. Right now, we're going to go trackside for commands to start engine in Duel 2.
Daytona International Speedway, are you ready to get duel number 2 started? Here to give the command to fire engines from Blue Green Vacations, please welcome Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Nancy Sampson and Leslie Jewell.
Drivers, start your engines!
What do we think the chances chances that duel number 2 are going to be just as crazy as duel number 1?
Very good chance.
Yes?
Very
Well, you better stick around and watch all of the laps because it is coming up next, right after the break.
When my doctor gave me Breasttree for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttree gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttree more than prescribed. Breasttree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttree.
Is bad debt holding you back? All your ambitions, all in one app. Low fixed rates, borrow up to 100K, no fees required. SoFi, get your money right.
The all-new Hot Honey Pizza and Wings. It's where sweet meets heat. And the first new flavor to make you say, pizza what? Dude! Don't miss out. Pizza what?
What's my safe flight story? I'm a photographer, and when I'm driving, I see inspiration right through my glass. So when my windshield cracked, it had to be fixed right. I scheduled with Safe Flight Auto Glass. Their experts replaced my windshield and recalibrated my car's advanced safety system. SafeLight is the one I trust. They focus on safety, so I can focus on this view.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace. He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Is this the start of a dynasty? A redemption tour? Ready to go to work. Is this the face of a ruthless competitor or a villain? Is it time for a breakthrough? To get back to breaking stuff? Or is this the makings of the wildest ride you'll ever witness? It's all of the above. It's about to go down. Any questions?
Fired up. All right, boys, hit reset. It's Daytona 500. We're ready. 3, 2, go 6 command. Come on, come on. Start of another great year.
Welcome back to the Blue Green Vacations Duel. It's time to set the outside lane of the starting lineup for Sunday's Daytona 500. Before he climbed aboard, Jamie Little caught up with three-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin.
Well, Denny Hamlin, one of those Toyotas that qualified pretty far down last night. I know you guys as an organization were like, okay, that was a little worse than we were thinking. But now that you've seen one dual race, what's your impression of what you guys have with this model, with the speed and handling?
Yeah, I mean, nothing alarming to me that makes me think that it's not capable of going out and winning on Sunday, right? So it's probably about what we expected when we watched the race and saw that they race well in the pack. I think the pack is always going to be a big equalizer to, drag at single car speed. So looking forward to getting this FedEx Toyota on the track today and see what we got. I don't know. We're starting off a little deep, but things are getting moved around enough. Some air will get disturbed enough. We'll make some moves.
Denny, have fun out there. Mike?
All right, let's take a look at the starting grid sponsored by Blue Green Vacations. A pair of Fords on the front row and two of the last three Daytona 500 winners. Michael McDowell on pole and Austin Cindric outside.
Let's dial up that pole sitter. Hey, Michael McDowell, it's Boyer and the boys up in the booth. You got me? Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
All right, it's going to be a fun second race here.
Now we got it set on the front row, but we got to take care of it. How are we managing this? Need a lot to learn here. Points on the line, but we need to start on the front row.
Yeah, definitely that first duel is way more party than what I was looking for, but we have a really...
Did they do a command? I thought it would still be another few minutes.
We got, definitely have a lot to...
Oh, sorry, we've lost Michael. Let's move on to row number 2, a pair of Chevrolets. William Byron for Team Hendrick and Kyle Busch, a 3-time
They did do a
winner
command, okay.
for Richard Childress Racing.
Let's dial him.
Yeah, I
up.
was,
Hey, Kyle Busch, Kevin
I
Harvick
smoked
over
like
the
half a
Fox
blunt, then I
Sports
took a
booth.
shit.
You won this race 3 times. Tell us what's on your agenda tonight to learn about your car and try to get another win.
Is this like that time where we were doing tandem drafting and we could all talk to each other on the radio? Where the hell are you?
I'm up here working. I'm trying to keep Boyer under control, and we're trying to tell a good story, so we need some insight.
I hear you. Let's about time somebody got up there to help that situation out. But no, I mean, for us, we just have to work hard on keeping pace with the rest of these guys and stay out front, try to see what it feels like in the draft here behind some guys out front, get some feelings on it. And, you know, we want to keep our track position the whole time in order to see if we can go out here and score another one of these dual wins. The zone Camaro's got speed, so let's go use it.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Put on a show for us.
Let's go, Kyle.
Right, let's go to row 3. Harrison.
Kyle starts 4th tonight.
Finished top 10 in both duels that he's had.
I always like Kyle being in the second duel. I always prefer that.
Row 4 with Chase Briscoe starting 7th, looking for his first dual win, and his
And
teammate,
usually
Noah
he is.
Gragson, running his first race ever in a Ford.
Row 5, Ryan Blaney is the defending Cup champion now. He won a duel in 2018. And A.J. Allmendinger, full-time in the series last year, part-time this year. Jamie.
And a little more on Ryan Blaney, our defending champion. He has a new spotter this year, Tim Fedowa. He's very well known with Kevin Harvick. He was his spotter for a long time, so he is his eyes on the roof. And I talked to Tim just moments ago, and he said, hey, we've done some video together, we've listened to each other, but there's nothing like being in a race and listening to one another and learning what we need. So they've got a lot going on between each other, all while trying to win this race. Mike?
Row 6, Josh Berry steps into the number 4. It's his first dual start. And Brad Keselowski, 2022 dual winner. Here's Josh.
And even before qualifying last night, Brad Keselowski was putting a heavy focus on duel number 2 tonight. And Brad is a guy that no matter where he starts, has a knack for finding his way towards the front at Daytona. He's led the most laps in the Daytona 500 the last couple of years, but yet to get a win. Crew Chief Matt McCall says they'll use tonight to get a feel for the car and how it handles in the draft, and then hope that they can have a finish like they had in the Daytona summer race last year, where they finished 1-2 with Buescher and Keselowski, only this time with Keselowski getting the win. Mike?
How bad does he want to win for RFK? He's added this car, the 13th starter, David Reagan, who locked in on speed last night, and your 14th place starter, Bubba Wallace.
And we have another guy, Justin Haley.
We're getting ready for what? That fucking sucks. Why would they do that?
Daytona winner and starting 16th.
That sucks, Andy.
Christopher Bell, who's been runner-up in this race twice.
Maybe they'll come back.
That's where Denny Hamlin, a 3-time dual winner, will start his Toyota. And Zane Smith, a rookie, raced his way into the 500 last year. Regan.
Well, like Jamie just mentioned, that Ryan Blaney has a new spotter this year. Where did Ryan Blaney's championship spotter, Josh Williams, go? He went to Zane Smith. Of course, he has spotted for Zane Smith in the Truck Series for a number of years as Zane moved up to the Cup Series, and he became available. It was a perfect fit. Multiple wins together, including the past 2 Truck Series races at Daytona. The best way to get a rookie comfortable at this racetrack, to go get a spotter that he's been working with for a very long time.
John Hunter Nemechek will be back in row number 10. It's his second dual start. He's back in the Cup Series full-time. And B.J. McLeod, the independent driver, trying to race his way in and make his 6th Daytona 500 start.
Yeah, and the last driver in the field is Kaz Gralla, who did make a lap in qualifying, had an engine change, so he's got a lot to learn here in the first few laps.
All right, we've seen the first duel. It had a little bit of calamity, but it mostly went caution-free. What do we expect here?
Probably more of the same, Clint. I think these guys will be a little tentative at the start to fill their cars out and do the things that the other guys did in the beginning. But I think in the end, it's going to be the same pushing and shoving and trying to get yourself in position to score some points and try to win a race.
Yeah, they aren't coming back. I figured.
Reversed. We saw a lot of Chevrolets, right?
Maybe they will, though.
This
like
time,
later.
let's see if the Fords can do a little bit better. We saw pit road, green flag pit stops become an issue. That's effectively what caused the caution, right? Is all those jumbled up finally got together, 3-4 wide accordion and a wreck. So I think you're going to see kind of the same thing, but we'll see if the Fords can do a little bit better job using their strength than the Chevrolets did.
And I think the battle to transfer in could be just as exciting as the one we just saw.
That exciting?
I don't know that my heart can take that.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, I want to follow up on what Clint said. We have 12 Fords in this field. That's more than the Toyotas and the Chevrolet combined. They didn't show a lot that last race, but there were only 4 Ford drivers. Let's see if they can flex their muscles and show their strength. But regardless of what manufacturer, 2 things. Learn all you can and stay out of trouble.
That's a tall order, Larry. That's very hard to do out here.
There's the new Toyota Camry XSE with that hammerhead nose leading the field. All new and in showrooms this summer. Well, it's cooled off just a little bit, still 63 degrees. Nice day in Daytona. Now, you may want to rewind this Saturday and Sunday, what we're telling you just now. Clear skies, 69-degree track temp. Perfect racing weather to go 60 laps, 150 miles.
Yeah, that fuel window and the pit stop and everything that happens in the middle.
Oh, they rejoined. That's good.
Get a caution early. We saw it become unraveled in the race before this, so
I was right.
Caught off guard, to be honest with you. All the action and everything happened all at once, and the rookie up here in the booth was a little caught off guard, Clint.
Looks a little different from this windshield, doesn't it?
It does. Looks a lot different.
All right, Michael McDowell, same plan as Joey Logano. Win the race if you can, otherwise keep the car in one piece to start on the front row Sunday. Here's his radio.
All right, boys. Let's go have some fun tonight. I'm proud of you guys. You all did a great job. Really, really cool to see how much speed we got. So make the most of every opportunity we got this week. Stay after it.
Yes, sir. Fast car starting up front. Let's keep it there. Go get another trophy.
Travis Peterson didn't get a call out last night. Michael's crew chief deserves a lot of the credit. Brought a fast car to Daytona, and it will start from the front row Sunday if it stays clean and McDowell doesn't have to go to a backup car after tonight. There's a lot of ifs in this race, you know?
Yeah, we're learning a lot as we go here, and I think the one thing that I learned in the last race is it looks to me like maybe the Fords didn't handle quite as good as they wanted to, so it'll be interesting to see with the numbers in this race if that was actually true or if it was just the Logano car. He scared us at the end.
Cool, man. 3 wide, right in the middle. Trying to make sure I get that car back to Roger Penske so he can get his picture in the front row. Woo! I was nervous for him.
Now, once again, 3 transfer drivers. David Reagan in the 60, B.J. McLeod in the 78, Kaz Grala in the 36. Grala has to finish ahead of the other 2 or he goes home.
This is the car that when we were just riding with him, Denny Hamlin, I got my eyes on him. Those Toyotas were extremely strong. Truex fast early. Reddick winning the race. Bubba Wallace, he's got a teammate in here as well. It's going to be a good one.
Pace car makes that hard left turn to pit road.
Alrighty, here we go.
McDowell chose the outside.
And the second duel from Daytona is underway.
Where'd my outside line go, Kevin?
Well, they had the start coordinated between the 2 Fords of Austin Cindric and Michael McDowell for Michael McDowell to take off and come down in front of Austin Cindric so that they were lined up early.
It's hard to see Keselowski hung out on the outside. 3 wide. The crossover, letting McDowell in, getting established on that bottom. It was effective.
And the one thing I always liked being in race 2 was I got to watch race 1 and learn the characteristics of some of the cars so that I knew what to expect. I always felt like in race 2 of the duels, I could be more aggressive right off the bat because I knew what those characteristics were. And even if you didn't have a teammate or something in the first race, you could watch and learn and see what was going on.
You sound like those guys at the start of overtime with their Super Bowl. They want the ball. They want to go first.
Yeah.
I want to go second. Here's your chance.
But all the same things apply in this particular race. You're filling out your car. You're deciding how aggressive that you can be with the way that it hits the ground, or if it's not hitting the ground, and doing all the things early here to be comfortable to start. Giving that guy in front of you a little push, giving that guy a little side draft, trying to do the things that you know you need to do in order to keep your car up front or advance forward.
Yeah, if there's ever a team and organization that has the upper hand here, it's Stewart-Haas. Stewart-Haas Racing has all 4 of their hot rods in this race. Can they find one another?
Well, they have just to clarify, that Riley Herbst is in an alliance with them and has the Xfinity cars, so I kind of lumped those in there.
Correct. Ryan Chris was in the first race.
That's right.
There are 4 cars fielded by Stewart-Haas in this one. You're right.
That's right. So your math is good.
Cars, I can tell you, that Herbst car and Ty Gibbs' car is exactly the same. I thought Ty Gibbs just said, heck, I'm going to get in this one too. That's going to be a tough one.
You got the Vegas posse on the outside, 2 of the 3 of them. See where Zane Smith goes, but they're Riley Herbst and Noah Gregson right up there together.
Yeah, great story with all those guys growing up together and racing out the West Coast boys. Good kids.
Larry?
Yeah, I go back to the start of that race with Michael McDowell in the 34, Austin Cedric in the 2. Yeah, they're both Ford drivers, but it was announced today, not only did Front Row Motorsports sign an extension with Ford, but they also have an alliance with Team Penske, so they truly are like another Team Penske car.
So that was a welcome to the family moment?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Come on in.
Yeah, welcome to the big boy table, right?
And they've earned it. Michael McDowell and his team have done a great job as we see William Byron and Kyle Busch change lanes there to try to line some of those.
Corrala had an engine change.
Yeah, on the outside. It's going to be forced. I saw it.
Shifter broke on qualifying warm-up lap.
The leaders there is forced to make a block. Chose the outside.
Michael McDowell has raced at Daytona for 14, now 15 years. It's the first time he's led a duel.
I thought he'd move back down to get in front of these Fords on the bottom here.
There's some William Byron radio.
It's safe, it's a Scoots 4, nothing coming right now.
We're saving already, boys.
Yeah, and you know, I know that it's an interesting topic to talk about, but if you can save some gas, your pit stop's going to be faster, and that's really the balancing act of staying up front and let's have the fastest pit stop.
Yeah, it really isn't about just getting to that lap, getting to the number. It might be, right? That might have to play an effect, but it's about that pit stop.
Yeah, here's the story right here. You look at the throttle up in the corner here of William Byron. He's the lead car, and he's actually letting out of the throttle, trying to dictate the speed of that line, and letting the second place car of Kyle Busch really push him forward and try to make him do all the work. Kyle's 100%. Being that second place car, you have a lot of responsibility being that second place car, trying to stay as close as you can. And when you're able to push that lead car out there, and you know, it allows your line to start gaining speed. And then as the leader, the second place car will push you out there, and the leader will drag the brake or let off the gas.
Looks like Kyle's sticking up front. That's pretty good.
Keep dragging that line forward.
Looking back here in the pack a little bit longer, riding with Christopher Bell, you saw Bubba Wallace there, even Denny Hamlin is kind of keeping an eye on those guys. Not those big movers like we saw in the first duel, gaining 12, 13 spots.
Yeah, and as we go back further in the pack right here, you see Bubba, he's able to run 50% throttle. And I know you're thinking at home, what in the world? Why is he half throttle? Well, with all the air and the accordion effect and everything that goes on with these cars, he can just try to keep a steady gap and hold that thing about 50%. And he's really going to save some fuel in order to work on that pit stop speed that we know, if they don't have an early caution, is going to dictate where you come out on off of pit road when you put fuel in the car, because they're not going to change tires unless they screw something up.
BJ McLeod on the right there of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin trying to move up a spot, and McLeod just trying to keep David Reagan in sight at this point.
Get your zone. I should get some zone.
Here's Bubba Wallace's team.
Joey pulled up, blocked the top. Joey's running over. Who is that? Oh, 34. That's a big track. Give me a break. If you're a little closer to the front, I can probably see it better.
Yeah, those two yellow cars look a lot alike.
Well, Well, and that's when you know you're really close when you're a spotter, when he can fire back at you and you're not mad.
That's Freddie Kraft.
Yeah.
But that's also a loose, right? I love that. I love that banter back and forth, loosens you up in the race car.
And I know you're looking at all these percentages and you're looking at everything. We're trying to show you the strategies that come along with running these races, especially at the beginning, to be able to put yourself in a good position and halfway to pit and race towards the end of the race hard.
Tell you what, these Vegas boys came to play. Marching right up to the front, hitching in on the leaders here on the outside.
And you see William Byron kind of going up the racetrack, trying to block that bubble of air to keep those guys pushed back there that are coming up on the outside line and then right back to the bottom where he wants to be with his teammate. But that outside line's coming.
10 laps complete. William Byron out front. Riley Herbst trying to take the lead from him. And everybody, all 21 cars, back to Kaz Grala in the lead draft at Daytona.
Something is coming. Something even they're afraid of. Oh my God.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Is that a mini calm?
The new arrival alarms the Brotherhood of Muscle. Muscular features signal power and performance. Attributes they've never seen in this build. Behold, a new breed. Ready to swarm. Ready to sting. Ready to electrify. The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
Set the stage for Daytona.
Speedweeks continues for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Tour. FS1 and don't miss the Daytona 500 this Sunday on Fox.
This President's Day, Ford is honoring those who lead. As they lead the pack, the household, or the adventure. And with great offers at our President's Day sales event, you can get the Ford that empowers you most. Choose from the F-150, the Explorer, or the legendary Bronco Light. Because this President's Day, you're in charge. Right now, we're turning lessees to get a Ford F-150 for $299 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores. Pack up the family and enjoy the great outdoors from the comfort of an RV. New York's largest RV and camping show is coming up February 29th through March 3rd. 9 dealers inside 5 huge buildings in the New York State Fairgrounds. With big savings and on-the-spot financing. Hundreds of motorhomes and campers, fifth wheels, and travel trailers, including 2024 models, closeouts, and pre-owned. New adventures are waiting. NYSRVshow.com.
Shit hit the fan and the dirt midgets.
The promise of better work wasn't just something we dreamed about, but something we found. Or better yet, no way! Something that found us. I got the interview.
All the parts you need at the prices you want.
Yo, that is scary as fuck.
So you can keep your ride or die alive.
We stay green as we welcome you back to the Blue-Green Vacation Duel race number 2. Riley Herbst, Noah Gregson, William Byron as you watch them from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear.
Fuck that.
Every mile and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. This field this year.
Everyone seems to be okay.
But I don't just mean race 2. 13 drivers in different places from last year. 11 crew chief changes, 17 spotter changes over the entire field.
Yeah, the key word there is spotter. At this particular race, learning a new spotter, we talked about Brian Blaney and his situation, but there are several other teams that are in a position to learn their new spotters, and it's so important to get in a rhythm here.
Riley Herbst, little shot there. Noah Gregson.
Pretty treacherous place right off of the exit of turn 4 to be that tight.
Turn 4, you always want that car to be pointed as straight as possible when you come up off the corner, and Noah is being really aggressive in pushing, and Riley has experience. He ran the super speedway races last year, did a great job. I raced around him a lot, part-time in the Cup Series, and on all of those races, he ran in the front of the field.
Well, let's go to the other end of the field, where are two of the RFK Fords, David Reagan and Brad Keselowski. Josh?
Yeah, Brad Keselowski started 12th. You'll notice he's all the way in the back of the pack at 21st. Checked with the team, told me that's just part of the plan. You'll also notice, of course, his teammate David Reagan right in front of him. It's all part of the plan for RFK.
What do you think about that plan, Clint?
That's the plan?
I don't know.
Stay out of trouble and hope it doesn't find you.
I bet the plan changes after this pit stop, whenever this pit stop is.
A.J. Allmendinger spent last year in the Cup Series, had some success, veteran road racer. He's raced open wheel, he's raced NASCAR. He's going to run the entire Xfinity Series and make selected starts here in the Cup Series, including the 500 on Sunday.
Yeah, Robbie Herbst just decided to be good at super speedways in the Cup Series of all
Expected tonight,
places.
expected Sunday.
A new dad since we last raced here. Congratulations to the Allmendingers.
Well, we see the second place car, William Byron there in the 24, and Kyle Busch right behind him. You saw him down the back straightaway, Clint. Like they're like, all right, we gotta go with it. They get a little bit of pushing and shoving, and that's what you got to do in order to advance that line. And you never know until those flip flops wave at you. You're doing a good job.
The other thing I've been noticing, I'm watching Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, you know, bumper to bumper there. They're just moving to the front slowly but surely. What happened that first race? The first duel, the Toyotas just slowly start showing up.
Let's have a look at the Xfinity fastest lap of this race so far. A familiar number at the top of that chart. Josh Berry, 192.4. So, longtime number 4 driver, Kevin Harvick. Your replacement right there. Replacement's
So much nicer seeing somebody else in that 4 car. But it is weird, like I'm just so used to seeing it and just feeling hatred. But now I don't have to anymore.
Pit stop to figure out how to navigate that. I know he's done all that in the Xfinity cars, but this car is different. This Cup car that we've run the last 2 years, it brakes different, it steers different, and he just needs to be in the middle of everything, learning and making all the things that he needs to check off of that list happen. And so that means completing the whole race.
Now we're going to see what these Toyotas have on the outside. Saw Noah Gragson move down that second slot on the inside. Let's see if Bubba Wallace and company can move up, take the lead.
Jamie.
There's a lot of people very happy in Las Vegas right now. The 2 Vegas kids out front, Riley Herbst, Noah Gragson. These 2 grew up racing together at the Bull Ring right outside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway since they were little boys. Now here they are racing side by side at Daytona. And Riley told me, he said, my goal is to get here full time, but I've got to prove myself. He's racing 4 times this year, and he said, I need to win more in Xfinity. But man, he is doing everything he needs to do right now.
He is doing a great job at the head of this field. Now in the battle to get in the race, look who's in 7th place, B.J. McLeod. And that black...
It's like NASCAR Heat 5 B.J. McLeod.
Doesn't have a single sponsor decal on it. McLeod wants to make the race. Hope that'll find him some sponsorship for Sunday.
Yeah, speaking of doing what you're supposed to do, he's knocking out of the park right now. All systems go. Fast car, making good moves. Riley's going to have a decision to make here. He's going to have a tough time keeping these boys behind him on the outside.
Well, the problem that he's got right now is now the second place car is clear, so he's got to decide when they make this next run and they pull that outside line back, do I drop and block or do I stay up? And he's chosen to stay up in front of the Toyotas.
Working lap 21. Couple of the young guns, Riley Herbst and Noah Gragson, leading at Daytona.
This season, Toyota Racing is looking for jaw droppers.
Right there, the fastest lap of the day.
Iron stomachs that can stand the pressure. And quick draw thumbs that leave their own smoke trail. So hold on tight and strap yourself in. This season, we want you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
The extra twinkle. That extra swagger. Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that.
Find the mattress of your dreams this weekend during Metro Mattresses President's Day sale. Upgrade your sleep for huge savings. It's not a dream. Get $500 off Tempur-Pedic or Chatham & Wells mattress sets. Step up to a purple hybrid mattress for enhanced pressure relief, support, and cooling. Get $700 off a purple hybrid mattress and adjustable base. We offer free next-day white glove delivery. Visit one of our New York stores today.
Metro Mattress, the sleep superstore.
Healthy is not something that happens alone. It takes Greg and Lydia and Josie on the phone. It's Granny getting checked on in her favorite chair, or dolling herself up to go handle all of her care. With doctors to nurses and all the people in between, healthier happens in more ways than Ray's ever seen. Healthier happens together.
Las Vegas, Nevada, where everything seems to move a little bit faster.
Like a lot faster. Like 200 miles an hour faster. It's more than a race. It's full throttle insanity. The drivers aren't the only ones on the joyride.
Family, friends, and unforgettable moments.
I'm talking full throttle mayhem. I'm talking NASCAR in Vegas. What could go wrong?
Next on FS1, the Fox Sports original, I Am Kevin Harvick. A documentary taking you through his legendary career on and off the track. Coming up next on FS1. Toyota's out front, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell at 24 laps. Zane Smith, Riley Herbst, Noah Gregson, the three Vegas boys, all right together, 3, 4, 5, and BJ McLeod right
Chester.
Regan.
Mike Williams, Byron sliding back just a little bit right now in the 9th position. Happy with the race car, but not happy with something inside of the race car.
I can't move my head to see the mirror. That's the only thing I'm pissed off about. Copy that. Just stay in it for us. Get you fixed for Sunday.
Well, one thing that's happened over the past couple of years with the concussions and all the things that have happened with the way that these cars wreck, they tighten that headphone up to where you have a minimum clearance that you have beside your helmet. So a lot of these guys are in the car for the first time feeling that out under race conditions, and sometimes it makes you feel a little bit claustrophobic, sitting in a position that you hadn't been in before.
Tell me about that difference between your race seating position and your qualifying seating position last night.
Takes you back to the shop, though. That got set up
Just
for the
a
shop,
minute.
man. I think that's good. I love it. I dig it. Everything's perfect. Take your full position you had. What's in your mirror is everything. We saw that with Jimmy Johnson.
But that's one of the big reasons that you want to run in this race and do everything you can to try to race it like it's going to be the Daytona 500, to be able to get all those bugs worked out, whether it's handling or mirrors or whatever it is.
Now look at the big guns here. Regan mentioned Byron back in 9th. Kyle Busch in 11th. Ryan Blaney, the champion, 15th. Denny Hamlin, 17th. Brad Keselowski way back there. Is this a case of the champs letting the boys play out front for a while?
Just patience is what I see. It's patience.
I like track position.
Oh, I know.
Come on, Clint. I'm trying to build a story here.
But we're turning lap 28, coming on 28 here. Larry's already told us 35, 40, somewhere in there. It's going to pit, and that's going to shake everything up exactly like it did the first one.
Everyone who's ever listened to this broadcast knows that you're not patient. So now you're patient.
You know what I'm telling you is I really want to get to lap 36 and see this.
Yeah. You
I
see
wanna see this pit.
Christopher Bell's camera and looking back at Zane Smith. We haven't given Zane a shout out. He's
I
done a
can't
great
find
job
that
from deep in the
playlist,
field
Andy.
up into the fourth
I tried
position.
to add the most recent video, but I can't find the playlist to add it
The car
to.
right behind him, BJ McLeod.
But just
is
go
the
on
guy.
their channel and
Unbelievable job to
you
get
can
that
do it.
thing up front. It's awesome to see that.
So last year, McLeod's team had a charter. It was guaranteed in every race. At the end of the season, they sold that charter, and they're going to run a limited schedule as an open car. They've also got a full-time Xfinity team. He's a really good businessman. Love to hear him. We had him up in the booth during qualifying at one race this year. Gave a great explanation of how you try to make it
50
as a smaller
Oh,
team
we're
in this
28
sport.
laps.
And he's
I thought
done
that's a
well. He's
20.
got a chance to race on Sunday.
And the one thing that I will tell you about BJ McLeod is every driver in this field likes him because he is a genuinely good guy. He loves racing. So when it comes down to I got to make a choice to push, there's going to be a lot of guys that want to push BJ McLeod into this race.
Now, I sold him a charter. I don't probably down here with limited friends and buddies and everything else. Who's going to pit my car here, boys?
And you asked who will pit BJ McLeod.
You don't believe Rob Manfred will step down to 2029? I think he will.
No.
He announced today that he will.
Providing his crew
Once his
time.
contract is up. That's still a long time from now, though, but I hope he does.
All right, 29 laps complete. We're going to take halfway, and you'll see it all and not miss a moment as we go Fox side by side, coming to halfway in duel number 2.
Today is just such a special day. The XFL and the USFL merged together to create one powerful spring football league called the UFL. These players are going to play hard-nosed, intense football, passionate football.
Every play matters.
They got one shot. They're going to ball out. Football is here to stay.
The UFL season kicks off March 30th on Fox and ABC.
Kyle Busch has fallen back to 12th right now, along with William Byron. William Byron fell back to 10th.
This season, we want you. Join us at Toyota Racing. Toyota Racing is looking for quick draw thumbs that leave their own smoke trail. This season, we want you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
He hits a smart center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano.
You're replacing me? Customize and save with Liberty Liberty.
He doesn't even have a mustache.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive. This is the make or break moment. Not just for the day, but for the years to come. This is where a race isn't just about the race. It's about the doors it can open. The number of fans wearing your number. This is the chance to carve your name into the history books. This is the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Poised for impact, it's Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. As the baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown, sponsored by Progressive at 8/7 Central on Fox.
NASCAR is coming to Phoenix. For a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. Get your tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com.
28 laps to go. If you had BJ McLeod running in the top 3 at halfway in this duel at Daytona, pour one out and give yourself a pat on the back. How about that?
We have like 70 miles left.
Looking good.
28 to go.
Unsponsored, independent driver trying to make his way into the Daytona 500.
It's all going to come down to the execution of this transition to the pit stop when it happens, in my opinion. It's just going to be the execution of the braking and into the stall and everything that he needs to do to stay with the pack in the right end of it anyway.
After last night, we all left scratching our heads. Where are the Toyotas? I am sold. Trust me, they're fine folks. Daytona 500. optimistic. These cars are extremely fast. All of them have marched to the front. Salt in the first one, the Truex. You see Bubba Wallace, Bell behind him. Hamlin coming, I promise.
Well, tonight's sequel to that may be Where Are the Fords? They are here in huge numbers, and we thought they might get to the front and dominate. So far, that's not been the case.
Well, Larry, what's changed with both manufacturers?
Yeah, the Toyota and the Ford, complete new body, new Camry for the Toyota, the Ford Dark Horse Mustang. These are really the first competitive race laps of any type they've turned.
And that's why we run the race. You got to get out on the racetrack to see what you have. You can only go through the CFD and the wind tunnel and all those things so many times. The racetrack tells the tale.
Bubba Wallace had only led 3 laps in the dual races. Before this evening, he's been out front for 14 circuits right now. 7 for Riley Herbst, 6 laps left for Michael McDowell. Jamie.
Michael McDowell started on pole for this race, and he led 6 laps, but he's been slipping back, and he's been radioing to his spotter, tell the 2 of Austin Cindric, I want to drop back. Austin said no, so he just tried again. Austin said no, so he's kind of stuck, sitting right where he is.
Yeah, again, folks, guaranteed starting position on the outside front row, the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Man, that is, you are the meat in a sandwich right now. Starting to clean back up on that outside line a little bit. Can't tear this car up.
You see those Toyotas change lane down to the bottom of the racetrack, and usually that's an indication that we're getting close to pit stops as the cars try to position themselves at the bottom of the racetrack, and maybe we're going to see this strategy start to play out here in the next couple laps.
Tell offside usually. Well, of course, Larry, the later you stop, the less gas you need.
Well, and again, we think they've been saving some fuel. You see the pit crew's getting ready right there. That's Bubba Wallace's pit crew. I still think we're going to see them probably go another 4 to 5 laps if it duplicates the first duel, Mike.
And as we talked about in the first duel, usually the driver has a sheet taped on his dash or taped on one of the bars, and it's usually covered up so nobody can see it. And then as the driver gets in and takes off, or he rips the tape off, or they talk about it beforehand, or they have code words or whatever that is. So the strategy kind of unfolds in front of us all as we see things start to move around.
All right, let's think about it. These Toyotas are showing their hand. They might be pitting here sooner than later. Are the Fords? Are the Fords going to try to run long, strategize? Is that what Brad Keselowski was talking about?
I think you see these Toyotas, all 2 of them. If they only pit together, do they have a good enough draft to be able to run everybody else down, or do they need to pit with the Chevrolets?
It's an interesting conversation because of the fact that they do have so few numbers, but they have a lot of speed.
I think he was reaching over to Justin Brake right there. It's telling me he's getting ready for this pit.
Remind you what happened in duel number 1 when one group of cars tried to pit and not everybody got the message.
Yeah, it looked like Martin Truex wasn't coming to pit road, and all the Toyotas tried to get everything situated so that they were all on the same page, and in the end they were not, and that's what caused all the chaos and tore up a few cars and got everybody all mixed up.
Now there are 4 Toyotas in this race, but 2 of them, Hamlin and Nemechek, well toward the back, while Wallace and Bell lead. There are 5 Chevrolets, 2 together and then 3 further back. The rest of the field are Mustangs.
His crew chief, it sounds like he's going to do exactly what he told me today. He's going to come.
Damn, a fight at a Southern Miss women's basketball game? What?
Well, that's the card that they're showing. His teammates, Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell up front. But I've still got my eyes on these Fords. I think they're going to run long.
Yeah, I think they a lot of it just depends on how this cycle of pit road goes, and if it's clean or if it's mixed up. And you see Justin Haley right there in 3rd place. Treetop on the front of that car. This kid does a great job no matter what he's doing and where he's racing on a super speedway. He's won a race here at Daytona, but just a great racer on the super speedways.
Everybody dropping back in that top lane. You can't pit from the top lane.
If BJ McLeod, one little mishap off of turn 4, man, we really went backwards, got stuck in the middle, shucked out of there. I think these Toyotas are coming.
McLeod now stuck back with Reagan and Gralla, the cars that he is battling to get in the show. And away from Bubba Wallace to the car behind him, Christopher Bell. Pit stop could be this time. Let's see.
They could. Nope, not this time.
Another lap. Man, BJ McLeod all the way to the rear. Did such a good job getting that thing to the front. Still be patient. Stay in this thing. Good pit stop.
Sometimes you try to fake the other guy out. Some people say things on the radio to try to make the other teams are doing something different. You know, we talk about the wave that Bubba may have had there that we didn't see and talked about. He might have just waved to try to fake them out.
Now they're only using every other pit box because this is only half the field. They could all stop together. It won't be on this lap, but it won't be real calamity if everybody comes to pit road at the same time.
I don't know.
That could be crazy.
Well, Mike, about 2 laps ago, the 51 and Justin Haley asked what lap they were going to pit. They said lap 44. The problem was they didn't know what lap they were on in the race. He said, you got to tell me what lap we're on right now. Get the lap 44.
Much better. I got that one. I understand this. Was the leader, Bubba Wallace. So the big question is, how many cars will come with him?
The big question is, absolutely, do the cars behind him know that they're pitting?
Here they come.
Don't stack it up behind him.
He gets down off track quickly. This is much better.
Caution.
Than in race
right?
number 1.
Or am I just seeing things?
Cars pitting.
I'm sorry. My apologies, guys. I thought I saw caution lights. There was a car, like a security car, outside the track in the parking lot, flashing like yellow lights. I thought that was the caution lights.
BJ McLeod has made his stop, trying to make the show, and it looks like most of them will come out together. 2 packs, a 5 and a 3. All right, McDowell now the leader. 5 Fords in front of Denny Hamlin's Toyota, then 2 more Fords. Will they come this lap?
Yes.
Not all of them. Again, 8 cars headed for pit road. Reagan.
Mike, the 71 of Zane Smith getting ready to make his second start in the Daytona 500 after tonight. He told me earlier that this race right now way less stressful than last year when he had to race in, and it's been that way on the radio. Very calm, hasn't said a word. Jamie?
Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell both pull into their pit box. They've been working together. You saw them line them up on pit road. They want to take care of their tires. Just enough fuel here to make it to the end.
That will leave 5 cars on the racetrack that have not pitted.
You think McDowell's sped?
They're all Fords. David Reagan, Kaz
We'll see.
Rollin.
Here goes Blaney.
And they're all in this time.
And fucking Burton. Kowalski.
Zane Smith,
David Reagan.
Fast exiting pit road.
Zane Smith got a penalty.
Drive-through penalty at pit road speed.
And you see the pack zigging and zagging, trying to get everything formed back up. You got cars that are going fast, cars that are coming out of the pits that are trying to get in front of the other cars, and William Byron in the 24 car.
They were a lot more collected, weren't they? Byron, Bubba Wallace, and Bell all collected pretty tight. They're going to run this group down and make a pass.
And David Reagan.
So it's not going to be an all-together pack. They're going to be kind of spread out.
This is going to catch these slower cars coming to the back straightaway.
Well, maybe not. It's going to be kind of spread out.
Blaney, and here they come on the high side.
Yeah, and their job, Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski, is to, what do we have to do to mix these guys up if we don't think we're going too slow, but they're going to let them go by. A lot of times what you'll do is you'll try to get in front of the line that's coming to make them have to pull down the racetrack in order to zig and zag to break that group up. As you see Michael McDowell at the front of that pack,
You know who's right behind him? Denny Hamlin. Where did he come from?
Cedric to the inside on Chase Briscoe.
Save that fuel riding around in the back that you talked about. You harped on us, Kevin, and that's exactly what you just saw with Denny Hamlin. Quick pit stop, put him right up front, right where he needed to be.
And right now, David Reagan and B.J. McLeod would transfer into the 500. Kaz Grala has lost the draft. What happened to him, Larry?
Just looked like to me it was a slow stop. He was way behind everyone he pitted with, and he lost the draft actually leaving pit road.
Here's our aerial coverage from Goodyear, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven.
You got to give it to him, guys. The man's good. He's good on this racetrack. Experience pays off. Denny Hamlin gained 15 spots on that exchange of a pit stop.
And there's a lot to that. It's getting to pit road. It's getting into your pit box. But the biggest key to that is, like you talked, saving that fuel at the back of the pack and running half throttle just allowed that time to be so much quicker. And now he's in position to have a chance to win this race up front.
And look who they're chasing once again. Daytona 500 winner Michael McDowell.
It's a good thing he didn't do what he wanted to do and listen to Austin Cindric. Yeah, now he finds himself up there leading the race.
Blaney went to move up, make a pass. Byron blocked him, got him real.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god, that was a scary crash. Holy fucking shit. That was a hard hit for Blaney. Get out. Get out. He's moving. That was scary as fuck.
He made the move.
Kyle Busch. That sucks. He doesn't look like he had. Well, I don't know.
Gregson Blaney walks away from his car. He is okay. The AMR safety crew quickly on the scene.
They will have to stop the race.
Race ends early.
Riley Herbst, fuck you, bitch. Ah, that sucks for BJ. He was doing good. Justin Haley's got damage.
Cloud's the one that really needed to get through there unscathed. Unfortunately, did not.
I tell you.
So David Reagan, who is guaranteed into the race on time, unless of course he races in. He is the first of those open cars right now. And Kaz Grala. Noah Gragson out. At least half a dozen cars involved.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Kyle Busch.
So Kyle's done for the night.
What a bummer. Had a good car. Don't count him out, though. That's 2 years in a row in these duels. All right, it all starts. I saw it starts with the Blaney behind William Byron. He goes to make a move. Byron with a big block. Watch this. Kind of a late block. Got him stacked up. Went back to the bottom. Draft and then just stacked him up behind him.
Kyle Busch got into the back of the
That was a hard hit for Blaney, man.
And did Brad Keselowski get into the back of Kyle Busch?
Tore up a lot of good race cars, Clint. Man, you hate to see that in these qualifying
Red
races.
flag is out.
Keselowski, as you mentioned, he was right there in the middle of it as well.
Yeah, and I think this is going to start with this car right here.
Kyle Busch. Why are they doing that? That's weird.
He's going to pull up.
I mean, it's cool, but it's weird.
Yeah, and what's going to happen here is Brad Keselowski's into the back of the 8. You can see the flames coming out of Kyle Busch's car,
And
trying
then-
to keep from getting into the back of the 24.
Bam!
The 6 is
Jesus.
pushing Kyle Busch so hard that he can't get checked up. You saw the
Such a
flames
hard
come out of
hit.
the pipes.
Doesn't take much.
Such
That
a hard
movement,
hit.
As soon as he moved and made it, it was kind of a late block.
But
it was
everyone's
still
all right.
A good block.
They just got to
And when
repair
Blaney
some
went back
shit.
down to the bottom, it just stacked them up and they run them over from behind. You saw them all lift, just like you said. Flames tell all sign when they come out of those pipes that they're lifting, but it accordions fast for 200 miles an hour.
Blaney, he's the one that took the shot. Oh, ooh, that's
That is a fucked up hit.
That is one of the hardest hits that you can take in a race car when you get turned into
That is a fucked up hit.
Into the wall, and it is so violent, and I'm so happy to
That
see
is
him put that
fucked.
down quick. I know the car was on fire and he was in a hurry, but you can hear it in his voice how bad it hurt. You're gonna see him shoot.
See,
right
we
here.
can see if we can see this hit from here. Oh, I mean, that's just insane.
Go back to the gas, saving grace.
Took a hard ass hit. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my. Oh.
Thank goodness for that wall. You saw the energy that it absorbed on that outside safer barrier.
Yeah, and there's a couple cars that sneak through there. Yeah, great.
Saw B.J. McLeod get hit 4 different times in that melee. At least 11 cars involved with 13 laps to go in Daytona.
COVID-19. I'm not waiting.
Well, this is going to be an exciting restart.
Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is an oral treatment for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 and a high risk factor for it becoming severe. It does not prevent COVID-19.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not risking it. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Paxlovid must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms and help stop the virus from multiplying in your body.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests or changes in their dosage may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems, HIV-1, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeed. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, some severe, like anaphylaxis, and liver problems. These are not all the possible side effects, so talk to your doctor.
If it's COVID, Paxlovid. Ask your doctor today.
Every don't cost a dime. The only limit is the sky. It's our time. So if you do what I'm missing, it's our time. You don't want to miss it. It's your moment in the spotlight. Hey, about time.
Blaney's been taking hard hits lately, yeah.
Pause for the facts. She's shopping for a used car, but she doesn't know that nearly half of them have been in an accident. Luckily, Carfax shows how accidents impact price, so she doesn't have to overpay. Unpause. Whoa,
This is cool.
Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
We're building a better postal service. All parts working in sync to move your business forward. With a
Back-to-back
streamlined
crashes in
shipping
Daytona,
network
yeah.
And new high-speed processing and delivery centers. For more value, more reliability, and more on-time deliveries. The United States Postal Service is built for how you business. And how you business is with simple, affordable, and reliable shipping. USPS Ground Advantage.
Greetings happen. Hi, cutie. Yeah, that's not good. Happens. Huge things happen. Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
Red flag at
So they're
Daytona,
cleaning up.
13 laps to go. Here are the cars officially involved in the collision, some of which are on the rollback and headed for the garage. A lot of cleanup between turn 4 and the entrance to the trioval. We'll get back to racing just as soon as the track is clean and clear to do so. Coming up next on FS1 after the race, premiere of the Fox Sports original documentary, I Am Kevin Harvick. Let's have a sneak peek.
That's going to be so funny. That's gonna be so fucking funny. Kevin Harvick's documentary is up after this, and he's calling the broadcast before it that is going to end up delaying his fucking documentary airing, because this is definitely gonna go past 10 p.m.
At everything that took place.
He began his career in the shadow of a legend.
If we'd have struggled the first year, it could have been a short career. I mean, it could have easily gone that way. I would hope that you guys don't expect me to replace him, because nobody ever will. You know, if you don't win, how soon do they start the pressure cooker of, is he the right guy? I probably wouldn't react to that very well.
I remember thinking, man, how's this young man doing this?
I would never, ever, ever, ever tell people any weaknesses that I had, but winning cures.
Why do you think this will go past 10 p.m.? Because it's 9:34 right now. We're at 13 laps to go. We're under a red flag. Probably going to be under red flag for a few more minutes. And then run under caution for a few laps. Maybe the race won't go past 10, but the broadcast definitely will.
You don't have to tell the whole story.
Next one's going to be a good one.
If I'm going to share something, it's going to be worth being shared.
The California kid, Kevin Harvick.
Stay tuned for I Am Kevin Harvick next right here on FS1. We all know how you made your Cup Series debut after you lost Dale Earnhardt here at Daytona in 2001. But I think what most people don't know is you were scheduled to make your Cup debut anyway at Atlanta that spring for Richard Childress.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and you are correct. I was supposed to drive the number 30 AOL car in my first race at Atlanta, so it's interesting and crazy how all those sequences of events played out. But what a piece that we were able to do with all the old footage and some of the things that we found on old VHS tapes and things that they put into that documentary, and go back to how we ended the career to how it started, and tie all that stuff together with where we are in life now. So it was a great journey. Wouldn't trade it for much, and I was very fortunate to have some great results to go with it.
Can you believe you beat Jeff Gordon that day in Atlanta? Because I know Jeff
All right, back under yellow.
Yeah, you know what I can't believe is that we're up here calling a race together, and you called my first one.
It was quite a day.
Oh, that means he's getting old? Is that what you were just saying? That was a day.
Everything.
Here's what I love.
Everything in here is an old guy joke.
My favorite part of that whole thing is how you transferred from this angry young man to the guy that you are now. Like those early days when you were mad every week and jumping over cars and in fights. Gosh, I miss that. Can you please bring that back?
It was a good show. I don't know that my body will permit me to do that anymore.
All right, Ryan Blaney is with Josh.
Ryan Blaney checked release from the infield care center. Ryan, what happened there from your perspective?
I have no idea. I saw the replay, and it looks like a terrible push once again. Right, gets me right reared into the wall. So I don't know who it was, who it stems from. Six back to the eight's left, and I get home. So shitty pushes. Like people 3 times in a row in Daytona, and got a race car. So I'm getting pretty sick of getting right reared by someone's awful push. So it's unfortunate we got to build a whole new 500 car. But manifest Menards Peak 4 Mustang tonight, just shame it's ruined by someone else.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Josh, reporting from the Advent Health Care Center. Now he was talking about Brad Keselowski getting into Kyle Busch. Here's Brad's radio.
From what I can tell, Brad, in front of you, the 8 was moving up the track a little bit, and the 24 was coming down. And when he hit him just a little bit, he instantly turned him. I didn't know the 24 was coming from the 8. Half a foot? Yeah, but when they started all shaking up, just don't think too quick.
And as a driver in the position that Brad was in that line, he was doing his job. And when you see Brad, who's here behind the 8 car, he's doing what he thinks he's supposed to do, and the spotter should be telling him that pat the car on him, catch. Yeah, and you see the flames coming out of the pipe right there, and then the same thing out of the 6 car. But it's it's a tough spot because you have all that momentum to get closer to the end of the race, and you gotta push, and the spotter, part of his responsibility is making sure that he's telling you what that gap is in front of the car that you're pushing. Josh?
Combos checked and released from the infield care center. Kyle, what happened there from your perspective, and what you see on the replay as well?
Was getting a push a little bit from the 6 there, and the 24 I saw kind of got messed up out of line and slowed down. I tried to lift and roll out of the gas smoothly, and I was still gaining too fast, and then I got all the way out of the gas and got bumped again from behind, and just accordioned into the 24 and sent him spinning. You don't want to hit a guy in the trial. Well, I've been there, I've done that, and I've also rolled out of here in an ambulance before doing that, so I know it's not the right thing to do, but sometimes you don't have a choice, and turn the 24 sideways and cause a wreck. So our zone Camaro was pretty fast. I felt good about it. Couldn't really make any moves though, man. What a frustrating race. Just sitting in line, saving fuel, stuck on the bottom, can't go anywhere. You get back in line, you want to go forward, and we were taking the momentum, whichever way the momentum was coming, and
I feel like he could have continued.
End up wrecked. Nice cut.
Noah Gregson released from the care center. Also Riley Herbst after that crash. I was looking at Brad's car, and when he made that contact with Kyle, a lot of flames out the pipe. He too was off the gas trying to get that car slowed.
Look at the list of drivers that were in the wreck. All experienced veteran drivers. They were all making moves. That's Daytona. That's plate style racing, and it's going to happen. It's happened for years, and it's going to continue to happen. It'll happen on Sunday. Might happen by the end of this race. You can't place blame on anybody. They were trying to make moves. Blaney was making a move. Byron was making a move. Those guys were certainly coming up on them. Kevin, your old car won't start.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly why it won't start, but I would tell you that what I would do in the checklist right now, yeah, he's talking him through his switches, but I would go straight to the main power switch, turn it off. It's like a computer. You got to recycle reboot the whole system, turn it back on, recycle everything, and try to fire it. If not, then I don't know where to go from there. Gonna need somebody smarter than me.
Ryan Blaney's car dropped off at his hauler. And another look at that impact in real time, both from our camera there on pit road and from on board.
Oh my gosh.
And now let's go on board. Kevin, you said something earlier in the week about these Gen 7 cars. You said these cars crash really hard.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you see his head bouncing around, and we talked earlier about the foam that they put around the driver's head and his Hans straps. But if we put that in slow motion and we saw that driver's head move forward, it's his whole body. And it is as violent as anything I've ever crashed in my whole career. And NASCAR and the teams have done a great job in implementing the foam and the shorter Hans straps and making sure they do visits to the shop over the winter. And as we slow this down, I want you to just watch his body. Oh. And that's why those headrests are so long. You see the seat move. You see the reason that headrest is so long is when he goes forward like that is to keep his head from going outside. You see his head impacting the foam. And as a driver, I mean, it happens really quick, but it is so violent.
Did a good job letting go of that steering wheel.
Look at the number of shoulder injuries we've seen with these full containment seats all doing their job. It used to be we saw a lot of rib cage injuries with the old seats, but now we're seeing drivers with shoulder surgeries in the off season.
Extremely, a lot of science went into these cars, a lot of safety, but these guys are tough. Saw it with Priest. Look at the wreck that he had here last year. Ryan Blaney. These guys are tough. They're gladiators in these cars. They work out, they train for these. The kid's physically fit, he's a champion, and he'll be ready for Sunday.
And that's why you train. Everybody talks about, this sport doesn't take athletic drivers, and this is why you go through the regimen and the workout and the stretching and everything that you do. It's for those huge, massive impacts like that, so that you don't have the injury to go along with it by being out of shape and not being flexible. But that is as big a hit as you're going to take that Ryan Blaney just took.
10 laps to go. And Kaz Gralla is in position now to race into the Daytona 500. He is 7th overall, ahead of David Reagan and B.J. McLeod. Saturday on Fox Primetime Hoops, another chapter in a Big Ten rivalry as Tyson Walker leads Michigan State in a showdown against Michigan. It all tips off at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Cars started, 16 remain. Half the cars involved in that collision are off the track.
Well,
let's go back in with 8 to go.
Usually, I know with Stewart Haas Racing, there might be one backup car in the trailer, but usually in a situation like this, the car, one of the extra cars, when you wreck multiple cars, the extra cars will come from the shop that are semi-prepared to come down to the racetrack. So there will definitely need to be a few race cars that are maybe not in the haulers that have to be delivered to the racetrack, and Ryan Blaney's car is. That one's total.
Getting set for the restart, Michael McDowell, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Christopher Bell. Here's some audio from Team 11.
Make sure the 42 knows that he's a very important part of this equation. He's got to stay aggressive on the twice. Copy.
3 Toyotas lined up on the bottom. They also have Bubba Wallace out back in 16th place. 2 Fords, 3 Fords rather, Smith, Allmendinger, Byron, and McLeod, 4 of them. The rest are Fords.
And what Denny is talking about is the responsibility of that third place driver to maintain that gap as close as possible to second. The second place guy is the one that is responsible for pushing the first place car. So you all have a responsibility. Everybody has a responsibility in their gaps.
We'll have 8 laps to run. Cars that were in the accident go to the tail end of the longest line. That's why
green
the
flag
lane is so much shorter than the outside. Here we go. Toyota's on the bottom, Ford's up top.
That was a weird restart with all the cars on the outside, and it looked like the inside line wasn't going. All of a sudden, here comes that outside line with all those cars.
Comes a huge run by McDowell off the bumper Cindric on that outside. That was a quick move right there, heads up move.
And look at that 36 Kaz Gralla trying to race his way into the top Daytona 500, and he moves into 5th position. B.J. McLeod at the back, his car damaged in that accident, has got to get to Gralla or go home.
Yeah, we see on this restart in the replay right here, you'll see the flames come out of Denny Hamlin's pipe like he got on the rev limiter and missed a shift right there, Clint. That line was already short.
Then stacked him up even worse.
Stacked him up a little bit worse.
A missed shift with this new gearbox is pretty uncommon, though, isn't it?
Well, a lot of it just depends on the style of shifting that you're doing. A lot of them are doing no lift shifts where they'll hold the car wide open and it shifts off the rev limiter, and sometimes that shifter gets a little bit sticky, so you don't really know what everybody's got going on as we see the 14 car of Chase Briscoe on the outside there going all the way to the back.
Even that would show flames, though, like a no-lift shift, like you were saying. Hitting that rev limiter. It's really close slide drafting by Bell and Cindric right there in the second line.
Coming to 5 to go, McDowell aggressively trying to keep those cars on the inside close, side to side.
5 laps to go.
Cindric doing a great job of being a pusher on the outside lane, and we saw the third car in the outside lane there, Brad Keselowski, coming through the tri-oval, doing exactly what he did with Kyle Busch. You have to shake off what just happened and still be in there and be aggressive and be a good pusher, because that's what it takes to go forward in this style of racing.
I don't know if there's damage on that car or not. Talking about Keselowski, he just doesn't seem like he can really pull up to the car of Cindric in front of him quite as good as he was before.
Well, I think a lot of it is probably due to the 36 car. When those guys get going, the 36 car is not close enough to Brad.
Whoa, Denny Hamlin! Denny! Moved down. He's going to miss the block by his teammate. That is not at all what he wanted.
And McDowell pays the price.
Damn.
Wow, that was close.
Well, McDowell starts second anyway. Probably just good for him to hang back there.
That almost swatted up the whole field.
Including that McDowell that was going to start on the front row Sunday.
Late block.
That was as close as it gets.
And when Denny went up to make that block, it was in the worst spot it could be going into the tri-oval, and then Michael McDowell had to lift, and there was so much momentum, it almost just pushed him out of line from the front and the back. Big push by the two. See the two, everybody lift just like the last wreck, and Michael McDowell went up to keep that wreck from happening.
Now he just can't quite get Bell up to him. I think he still wants to be down on the bumper of that teammate of his. Can he make that work?
Well, he's got two good pushers behind him in Austin Cindric and Brad Keselowski, so he might not be in a bad spot.
I'm not trusting those guys push come to shove in his last lap, though.
You can't.
McDowell has taken his front row starting car for Sunday out of harm's way, out of the lead draft. Keselowski in the middle now, under Cindric. And now 3x3x3, 4 rows deep. Wow.
That's it. Worked right in Denny's favor, though. He found that bumper of his teammate. They're split up 3 wide behind him. Watch them guys take off.
Yeah, and that wound up hurting Brad and Austin Cindric. They went all the way to the back after A.J. Allmendinger pulled down to the bottom lane.
And in the back, Gralla and McLeod battling for the last spot in the field. Deep in the pack, last next to the last row.
It shows you how much a 3-wide scenario slows down that line and just the effect that it made.
There they are, battling for the Daytona 500. Kaz Gralla must finish ahead of these other 2 cars or he goes home.
It's going to come down to help. Who can get help behind them?
McLeod holding his own. Moving up.
Coming to the white flag.
And once again, we're going to come to the white flag.
It's all fucking single file.
As Denny Hamlin,
it was looking really good, but now it's all single file.
Is just as good.
White flag.
This outside line's forming. These Fords are going for it. Big time push by Cindric into Harrison Burton.
Harrison's coming. They block.
That momentum, Kevin.
Yeah, he blocked the Fords there with the momentum, and he's going to try to use that. Denny Hamlin with another aggressive block, and Bell right back in front of the 21.
Almost too aggressive. Not almost. It was too aggressive. Got him down. The momentum goes to the outside with Bell.
Here comes Burton.
Just couldn't squeeze down. So
fuck you, Cindric.
Goes underneath Harrison Burton.
Fuck you, Cindric.
Chasing Christopher Bell.
Come on, Bell.
The win. Gralla, McLeod right together, side by side. One of them makes it. One of them goes home. Here we come to the line. Christopher Bell's going to win.
And Christopher Bell wins the Daytona Duel.
500 appears to be Kaz Gralla.
Harrison Burton was really hoping he was going to get that help and stay with him off of 4 by Cindric. Cindric went for it on the bottom.
He's not going to be happy about that.
No.
I think being on the same team, I think Harrison Burton is going to be severely unhappy.
Bell wins, Gralla advances.
Yeah, I think rightfully so.
Sucks that McLeod's out.
Gralla 12th, McLeod 14th.
Great job, boys.
Denny went for a big block. That was a lot of momentum. He jerked that wheel and tried to get down in front of them. Almost kind of forced him to go to the outside, really, Kevin.
Yeah, because
so Christopher Bell wins the second duel.
And wound up being able to go by.
After Tyler Reddick won the first one.
It really did.
So Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell are our Daytona Duel winners. They will be starting on the second row.
Second and fifth. Chevrolet 6th. And first, let's look at the race to the flag.
Yeah, and you see the 11 is out there a little bit. Christopher Bell up on the top of the racetrack, and he's going to get a really good push Well, it's not that great of a push, but when Denny pulls that car down so hard, it just takes that momentum, and he was able to go up onto the outside and carry on with the 21 and the 2. But
pretty much forced to.
Yeah, he was forced to do that.
Cindric, very aggressive move to try to get a shot at the win. And just as in race 1, the winner leads only the final lap.
So yeah, McDowell will finish 7 seconds behind. Everybody else is up in the pack, the top 15. And then Barry, Blaney, Busch, Herbst, and Gregson all crashed.
Bubba Wallace in the middle, already locked into the 500. Where do you go? Where is there room? Where can you run? And it was that close. Kaz Gralla, whose car did not even turn a qualifying lap last night. He downshifted it instead of upshifting it. The motor blew. They replaced the engine. He races here tonight.
Bell.
Jamie Little.
Well, Christopher Bell.
He's giving the flag to a
He's
fan.
looking for a child to give that winning flag to. He's pointing him out right now. Christopher, we talked about it over and over again, but you've won.
Oh,
every style of track,
some guy in a Bell shirt.
Speedway race. What does this one do for your confidence going into the big one on Sunday?
Yeah, it feels good. These plate races, man, they're, I don't know what to think of them. Me and Adam Stevens, my crew chief, we have a running joke that I always say these races are 100% luck, and I know that that's not true, but it seems like we've been struggling to get to the end of it, and you know, I know I've been a common denominator in a lot of the wrecks, so it feels good to do everything right today.
Well done.
Thank you.
Denny Hamlin comes home third in duel number 2, trying your best to hold off Christopher Bell. What more did you need at the end, and what did you learn?
You know, probably just needed to cover the top there a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, it was a great, really good move by him, and getting the momentum that it started to get stirred up there behind him. And you know, we're trying everything we can to block both lanes, and you just can't. You got to pick one, and really just, you know, good solid day, and got some information to learn from, and we'll go race here on Sunday.
Thanks, Denny. Reed?
Well, it's quite the roller coaster ride for Kaz Gralla. Last night, of course, the troubles, and then you come here tonight. Looks like you're going to be okay. You lose the draft, then you get the draft back with the yellow flag. Somehow you raced your way into the Daytona 500. How are those nerves right now?
Oh man, I'm just coming down from it, but that was so much more stressful than it needed to be for us. You know, for a little while there, we looked to be in good shape, and then yeah, we had some trouble there. Pit road, we weren't able to stay with the draft. So just really proud of everybody at Front Row Motorsports. They worked so hard the last 24 hours to get our car ready to race today. We had some troubles yesterday, so really cool to be able to get it in the show for them. This is a big opportunity for me here, so excited to be here on Sunday again.
Have fun Sunday. Thanks, guys.
The Boston native makes the Daytona 500. Christopher Bell, Tyler.
Sunday's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it is.
Blue-green dual races.
Alrighty, bitches. So let's see the schedule for the rest of the weekend. The schedule for the rest of the fucking weekend, bitches.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't
Duels
replace
are
rescue
done.
breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri.
The truck race is tomorrow at 7:30. I'll be live at 7:15 for that.
Worsen breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating.
The Xfinity race is supposed to be Saturday at 5 p.m. But the weather does not look good. I think the weather looks good for tomorrow for the truck race, but I think for the Xfinity race, it don't look good.
Saturday at 80s. The biggest games are on Fox. Prime time hoops.
Yeah, all day it looks like it's supposed to rain on Saturday. And then Sunday also don't look good either. But, yeah. Alrighty, bitches, alrighty, hoes. And then Sunday will be the Daytona 500. I'll be live at 2:30 for that. it's going to be some fun times. But yeah, I want to thank you bitches for watching, and peace out.